Alright, we're back in without a plan. It's looking like it's gonna be another quiet day. I can only imagine the power of El Diablo the Fourth is keeping people away. I can only imagine. Or something else, I have no idea. I am so disconnected from everything. But what I do know is I love me some FF11, and I'm level 43 now. I got 3 levels yesterday, I got invited to another Beastmaster party, and the levels just flew by. I guess I'll go ahead and put my flag up, because whenever I've gotten into a... Oh, hey, look at this! Beastmaster burn party, do you need it? I happen to be a Beastmaster that enjoys burning. But I'll only join in if they send me a message. Only if they send me a message. So, let's see, I got my instant warp scroll, got my bug broth. I got Desaintra's axe. So it was about time I upgraded. I've been using the Battle Axe +1 for a very long time. And that thing is, it's only level 20. 21 damage, 268 delay. This is 28 damage, 288 delay, so I'm not happy about the longer delay time, but the damage should make up for it. It was a very cheap weapon, too. This is only 3k. So, alright, now that's level 39 axe. Gives charm +1, which I don't really charm things. I pretty much play exclusively with jug pets. But let's teleport on out to Kufum Island. It's my go-to spot for just lazily farming. You know, you got banshees, you got lightning elementals, you got giants that drop like 120 gil when you kill them. It's good times all around. Also, there's totally some rare enemies to be killed out here. Yeah, these dancing weapons, there is a chance that a rare one will spawn in their place. Only a chance, it's a very rare thing, but it can happen. It can happen. I think the enemy that can spawn, it's got a weird name, like Trickster Kinetics or something, and it has a very rare chance to drop a Beastmaster axe. And I don't know, yeah, if it spawns, at level 43, I'm fairly certain I can kill it. So why not? Right? It's nothing that I would like purposefully go out of my way to farm or anything. I don't really think there's much point to that. But if I'm already here and I'm just killing things, you know, why not? Why not swing by and kill it too, right? Why the hell not? Also, I got this better axe, but I don't really see how it deals that much more damage than the axe I already had. Like, not really seeing the extra damage in it, but it looked bad to have a level 20 axe. It was really more a matter of, you should probably upgrade that. Yeah, my pet is still it's still the death machine of my little solo party. Okay, yeah, they're only worth like 30 EXP now. That's to be expected. Let's just kill those things up there. Get their attention first. Pretty sure if I drop a cursed sphere on it, I think that'll hit both of them, right? Wow, it didn't. Huh. Like, I thought for sure that would hit both of them. I thought for absolute sure. Okay, now let's pull them both down here. Yeah, here we go. Just pull them down. And now we can fight both of them nice and comfortably. I think Venom should hit both of these guys at the same time. Pretty sure. Yeah, I hit them both at the same time. How much damage can I get out of a cursed sphere? Oh, they're dead already. Oh, they dead. Yeah, I'm way too high level for these guys. Yeah, these enemies are like level 30, and I'm 43. I am way too high level for them. But it makes killing them really easy. I mean, that's the good thing. It makes this go nice and smooth. So I guess with no greater plan, I'll just sort of wander around the island and, yeah, like, kill enemies that drop things I want, or that just give you XP. When lightning weather happens, which, I don't know, the sky's looking pretty dark, it might happen. When lightning weather happens, then I'll just kill some elementals. When nighttime happens, yeah, here we go, banshees. So I sold the escape scroll for like 11k. I sold that escape scroll for 11k. I sold the tractor scroll. I sold that for 7k. Like, it's not a common drop in banshees, but it's not a super rare drop either. It's kind of in the middle as far as drops go. But considering that, you know, killing banshees isn't hard or anything, pretty easy actually. Hey, if I'm out here killing them anyway, like, well, the chance of getting 7 to 11,000 gil for a single kill, I'll take it. I'll roll the dice on that. Because if it pays off, it'll really pay off. But yeah, I think I'll just wander around killing giants at all hours, and then banshees when it's nighttime, lightning elementals when it's thunder time. And I got my flag up, so, you know, if I get invited to a party, well, that would be great. Not really expecting it, but, you know, if it happens, that'd be great. I'd love to show off the Beastmaster Burn. Like, Beastmaster Burn parties are pretty fucking awesome, I'll say that. Oh, hey there, Jimmy. Ahoy! Welcome to another very quiet FF11 stream. Well, it's only quiet till people get chatting. Then, that's when the fun happens. I haven't really gotten into the... I will admit, the only crafting I've done in this game is really fishing. Like, ever. Like, crafting in FF11 is very intimidating to get into, mostly because it costs so much money. Like, it is so expensive to get into crafting. Like, Jesus Christ. But fishing, I got level 30 at fishing just a little bit earlier today. Fishing is pretty awesome. I can sell fish in this area. They're easy to fish up, and I can sell a stack of them for like 3,000 gil. If I really go fishing on this map, I can usually leave with like 20,000 gil or more in fish. And I'm usually killing things here too, so I have 160,000 gil now. Like, it's working out. Fish is the way. Well, that and, you know, killing lightning elementals and banshees. Some good stuff out here. But yeah, mostly, as for my actual, like, leveling class, I'm enjoying Beastmaster, although I've heard talks that they are getting the nerf stick. I don't think they're gonna badly get the nerf stick, and even just the normal default Beastmaster is pretty good. Like, Beastmaster was always good, even in vanilla. But the changes they made to them on this server, like, they buffed them a little too much. Beastmasters should not be soloing burning circle fights. That shouldn't be happening. I think the nerf they're doing is specifically to the summon pets, the jug pets like this here. It's not like nobody knows exactly what they're doing, like how they're nerfing it, but right now they are way too powerful. Like, the summoned pets can, like, I can solo, like, I think the most I ever did was like I killed 5 easy prey enemies at the same time with my pet's AoE. Like, that was ridiculous. Like, even, yeah, easy prey is easy, but like, they're not supposed to be that easy. And even level or even higher level enemies, like, nah, you really shouldn't be like just burning through them with no effort. Like, that's a little overtuned right there. So like, even I'll admit, yeah, no, it needs a little nerfing. It needs it. Yeah, I think, like, so the thing is, even with Beastmasters, there is, like, there are things you can buy that would totally let you solo a BCNM. Like, there's more expensive jug pets, like the jug pets I'm using, to buy a stack of them, it costs like maybe, you know, 1 to 3k. I think the most expensive pet I have is 6k for 12 of them. There are jug pets that cost like 50,000 gil for a stack. Like, it's ridiculous, right, how much gil you can spend. But those pets are a lot better, right? So, you know, between that and expensive foods, good gear, like, yeah, no, I can see how you would be able to solo a BCNM, but not with just, like, the bargain bin cheapo pets, right? And minimal gear. That shouldn't be happening. That's overtuned. Yeah, I don't have any issue with the ready command. I do feel like maybe the ready command, which is what you use for the jug pet, like, I like it. It feels like, look, it feels very Pokemon-esque, right? You know, like, I got my little Pokemon move menu here, and I can tell it exactly what I want it to do. I don't think that's a problem. I think maybe the larger problem is that the way that it works is you have 3 charges, and the charges, they recharge very quickly. I'll have to look and see the exact timer. But yeah, see, I have 3 charges, so if I wanted to, I could literally tell my pet to do, like, its heaviest hitting attack 3 times in a row, and that'll drop most enemies right there. That's too much, I think. Like, I think there should either be a... like, maybe the charges are okay, but maybe there should be some kind of timer on it. Like, you can only tell your pet to act maybe once every 30 seconds, right? Like, no matter how many charges you've got, maybe some limiter has to be put in there. Because right now it's just, you can enter a fight and just spam your strongest attack 3 times in a row, and that'll just melt most enemies. So, I don't know, that's something about that has to change. I'm not sure what exactly. Like, I don't think removing it is the solution. I do think the ready command is a good thing for Beastmasters overall. It's just got to be reworked a little. Uh-oh, look, I got 3 enemies on me. Oh, what am I to do? Hold up. Cursed Sphere. Alright, now my pet's tanking all of them. Do it again! Well, that killed the giant and his leech. And now do a somersault. Look at that health bar go down, 220. I mean, again, these are easy enemies, but like you're not supposed to melt easy enemies like this. Like I am melting these enemies as if they were, you know, like as if they were rabbits outside of Sandoria. That shouldn't be happening. Like, yeah, easy enemies shouldn't take forever to kill. They should be quick to kill, but not that quick. Not at this level. Yeah. Like, that's how I, like... no, they're not. They do get... Now, they do... some of the moves do get stronger with TP. Yeah, see, look, if you look at Somersault, the damage varies with TP. So if you let your pet accumulate TP, it will do more damage. However, the attacks, like, the attacks still... So, okay, at a minimum, the attacks do, like, 2 to 3 times the damage of a standard, like a standard auto attack, right? Like, if your pet auto attacks for 50, usually their base damage is like 100 or 150, depending on the pet, depending on the action. The thing is that, like, yeah, with TP it'll be higher, but when you can just spam an attack that does like 3x the normal damage, when you can just spam that 3 times in a row, that alone does so much fucking damage, like, it doesn't really matter, right? Yeah. See, like, the way that Beastmasters are just pounding out BCNMs is essentially you start the fight, and then you immediately tell, like, let's say you've got well, not even a party, but let's say you're just solo, right? Yeah, you just tell your pet to just melt the enemy. You just spam its attack, and that usually kills the big threat target within seconds. And then you can kind of, you know, you can work through the rest of the fight or whatever you need to do, but when you have like a group, when you have like a duo or a trio of Beastmasters, well, now all of a sudden, like, imagine everybody enters the fight with a dragonfly, and they all tell their pet to do Cursed Sphere 3 times in a row. Like, the amount of damage, like, that'll just end most fights. It'll just end it right there. Alright, resting up the pet. Yeah, no, it's just literally tell your pet to murder the enemy. It's just that. So yeah, so like the changes that they made to the jug pets, and so okay, the main change, and honestly this is the main thing that makes them very good, in normal retail, the jug pets, they would always spawn in lower level than you. Like, they would, I think the highest they would be is a decent challenge to you, but sometimes they'd even be easy. Like, the pet was always noticeably lower level, and that really made them not very effective, honestly. So they buffed up the pets so they always spawn in at equal level. So I'm level 43, my pet is level 43. That alone is a pretty big buff right there. Like, that makes him much better. I don't think that really needs nerfing or anything. I mean, you do have to pay for these pets, so, you know, they should be good. But I think, yeah, I think the way the ready command works, That needs some looking at. I like it, but it needs to be looked at. Oh no, the pet like he's regenerating right now. Yeah, you can see his health bar is going up right now. The stay command makes your pet rest. Even if it's a charmed pet, you can make it rest. A lot of Beastmasters just let their pet die and then they summon a new one, but I'm cheap, so... Yeah, so I'd say, like, the equal level thing, honestly, that's important, I think. And it's the way that, like, it's the way accuracy and damage calculations work in this game. Like, if your pet is always lower level than you, well, like, let's say you're in a party, right? Like an EXP party, you're generally fighting enemies that are significantly higher level than you, right? If your pet is lower than you even, it's just not going to hit anything. Like, your pet is just literally not going to hit anything. So I think having it be equal level is important, but, yeah, I don't know, Ready, I don't really know what to do with Ready, but it needs some kind of change. I mean, maybe just make it so that instead of getting charges, maybe just make it so that it's a one-shot thing, like... So, the way that it works, I think you get like a charge every 25 seconds, and some abilities do cost multiple charges, but, like, I don't know, maybe make it so that... Okay, actually, this might fix it. Make it so that the AoE attacks require 2 charges instead of 1, right? Like, the way that it works normally is most attacks only take 1 charge, but if an AoE took 2, or even all 3, that would solve the AoE burn issue right there. But yet you would still, you know, you'd still be able to AoE, just not as much. It wouldn't really solve the single target damage thing, but I think the AoE burn that's the bigger issue. It's like if you had black mages that could just infinitely Faraga, right? But yeah, I don't know. I like being brokenly overpowered, but at the same time, like, Beastmaster was always good. Like Beastmaster could always solo out in the world. It was always a good class, even without any buffing at all. You know, this is just a little ridiculous, is what it is. So I just want to, like, take a look. Okay, I got like 30 seconds on my charge. Well, it's still 30 seconds. So, wait, it was 30 seconds, so I guess it takes a little longer than that. Like, I need to check and see exactly how long it takes for a charge to build up. Like, I want to see it when it ticks down to 0. I've never really paid attention. Let's see how long it takes for a charge to pop in. So, okay, 2, 1, and 45. Okay, so every 45 seconds you get a charge. I thought it was much shorter than that. But I guess, yeah, either making things cost more, or maybe instead of 45 seconds, make charges a once-a-minute thing. Or take away the idea of charges and just make it so that you can tell your pet what to do once per minute. I don't know. I don't know. Either way, even if they nerf things down a bit, honestly, Beastmaster's just it's a good class. I like it. Like, right now, there are a lot of people on this server that are playing Beastmaster only because they want to be overpowered. And that's not, you know, I don't agree with that. But me, I've always liked Beastmaster. I always level it up because I like being able to solo, right? So for me, even if they nerf it, that's not really gonna change anything for me. Though, hold on, let me pull this other giant over here. Hold on, we're gonna do a little bit of a roundup right now. Okay, that one's almost dead, so I don't know. Alright. Abilities. Curse Sphere. Here we go. Just make sure it has their attention. Yeah, look at that. Down it goes. And somersault this one to end it. Yeah, see that, even though these are just easy, that's really not something I would have been able to do so easily on retail. So with my flag up, so here's what I've gotten into. I've gotten into Beastmaster burn parties, and they are insanely fast. Like I literally went from level 30 to 40 in 4 hours in a Beastmaster burn party. It was fucking nuts. Like everybody just running around, just annihilating things with their 6 pets out, right? I'm looking for that or a traditional party. Like because of the ready command, Beastmaster is totally viable in a party. Again, the reason why Beastmaster, like the reason why nobody liked to team with them back in retail or on normal vanilla servers here, it's because you can only really use the summoned pets, right? And the summoned pets, they always spawn in lower level than you. And they're just not gonna hit anything. Like in an EXP party, a pet that is like a pet that's like 3 levels lower than you is not even gonna have a chance to hit an enemy that is like 7 levels higher than you. It just won't even have a chance. But since they're even level here, always, the pet is actually more accurate than most players. So, yeah, like the Beastmaster is a valuable, viable addition to a team on this server. That I like. That's a good change. That was always the problem with Beastmaster, is that it wasn't really viable in a party because of the way that the jug pets worked. I'd totally join a normal party. There is still a lot of stigma about inviting a Beastmaster to a normal party. Like there's just that stigma that people don't know how things work exactly. But like there's still people that think that Beastmaster pets steal EXP. That was like a rumor from back in 2003 or whatever. And it was a false rumor even then. But there's people that still believe that, and that's why they won't invite a Beastmaster. Like, that's the kind of voodoo people live on in this game. But no, it's perfectly viable in parties. Perfectly viable. But yeah, I think like traditionally a Beastmaster in a party, like let's say you gave a Beastmaster a chance back in retail. The thing is yeah, you would have to use the summoned jug pet. Like a charm, it would never work out. So but yeah, the jug pet, like they were like easy prey or decent at best. No chance. So I think that's something that really needed to be fixed. Like that's a good change, making the summoned pets even. Especially because you pay for them, you know? Like you pay for them, so they should be good, right? Though there is a little bit of a problem, and I don't know that it's a problem. I don't really charm anymore. Like I used to charm frequently as a Beastmaster, right? Even though honestly, the jug pets, if you're soloing, they were always fine. But generally, I would always charm because the charm pet would be, you know, it'd be tougher. It'd be better than the jug pet. But I don't really charm on this server. Like I don't even have a set of charisma gear. I don't even have charisma gear because I just use the jug pets. But I don't really mind that because the jug pets, I mean, you know, you pay for them. Like To get a stack of these flies, it costs like 1,500 gil, which isn't much. That's like nothing in the grand scheme of things. But if I want, like, the pets do have level limits. So the fly only goes up to level 45. The next tier up of pet, I'm gonna have to pay 3,000 gil per stack, which is still not that much, but, you know, again, it costs money. It costs money still. Let's see, I'm just wandering around. I'm trying to kill banshees while it's still nighttime. But I don't know, either way, like, Beastmaster, you know, even without any changes, Beastmaster was always my favorite class. I just love it. And Beastmaster always got so much shit. Like, people hate Beastmaster. Like, they've always hated Beastmaster. I think it's because they don't like solo players running around stealing their mobs, right? I think it's a little bitterness, because it's like, oh, look at that solo Beastmaster taking the mobs from our party. I think it's a little of that, right? But I don't know, I've always liked the class. It's fun. I mean, there's a lot of classes in this game I've liked over time, and there's only a few classes in this game that I've never really played much of, like Monk. I've never really played Monk. I don't like Monk very much. It doesn't do anything for me. And Ninja, I mean, I'll admit it, I only ever level up Ninja to be a sub-job, you know? Like, I have never mained Ninja. I've only ever gotten it up to level, like, 37 to be a sub-job. And also, oh yeah, like this is one thing, especially on this server, because I'm playing Beastmaster. Like I'm getting more into the game now than I've ever gotten before, because I love how they've changed the game to make it more fun. But yeah, like Beastmasters, you'll go to places that normal parties don't even dare venture into. Like there are whole zones in this game. Like, I'm not just talking little corners of zones, but I mean, like, there's whole ass maps that as a normal party-based player, you will never go there, right? But as a Beastmaster, it's like a whole new world. Like, I'm trying to think, like, Ordell's Caves near Sandoria. Like, out in Lathine Plateau, there's Ordell's Caves. I literally never stepped foot in that zone until playing as a Beastmaster on this server. And, like, for one of the Sandoria rank quests, they require you to go into Ordell's Caves. So, okay, I do it, and then I realize, oh, hey, there's mobs in here. Oh, it's pretty good EXP, actually. And it's like, it's just this whole ass map that I never even knew existed. Well, I don't know, like, right now on retail, I mean, on my understanding of retail is that there's so much power creep that the game is completely different. Like, it's more or less just a single-player game now, right? I mean, you got AI party members, power creep is so intense that people are doing ridiculous shit, you know, 99,999 damage all over the place, that kind of thing. So I think for the current retail version of the game, I don't know, that's just a whole mess. that's a whole mess right there. Also, I should kill some of these leeches. I've been putting it off, but I do kind of want to unlock Summoner, and leeches drop the Summoner Ruby. Like, part of me hates the nonsense you have to go through to be a summoner, but at the same time, I like Summoner, and they've done some nice buffs to it on this server. And yeah, Ordell's Caves it's under Lethine Plateau, which, yeah, that's where the teleport thing is, near Sand. I literally, I never knew that place existed. Well, yeah, Summoner, I think Leviathan has Refreshga now, which is, that alone, that gives Summoner so much utility. But just in general, I think Summoner's a little more playable now, like as a DPS. That's the thing, like, my experience playing as a Summoner on most servers of this game, the experience is basically just being a shitty white mage. Like, in retail, even back in the day, most people would invite a Summoner only if they would sub white mage, and basically, all they wanted you to do is to spam Cure, because Summoners have a lot of MP. That felt like such a waste of a slot in a group, right? So, yeah, I mean, here they're trying to make it a little more viable as an actual DPS, that's good. But I like again, I generally like the class changes on this server. Especially for mages in general, like, it's such a little thing, but increasing the amount of MP you get, and HP, both MP and HP is increased when you rest. So like now, it's actually totally viable for like a black mage in a party to just unload all their MP in a battle, and then rest up, and it only takes you like a minute to get enough MP back to, you know, to get right back to blasting, right? And that makes all mages so much more playable. That, and just generally downtime is a lot less intense here, which is a little downtime is fine, but it gets ridiculous in FF11. Yeah, it's like, I think Summoner's on a good place here. On a good place. Also, so here's the thing, right? As much as I love FF11, like, I really loved this game. It is honestly my favorite MMO, even more so than City of Heroes, and I love City of Heroes, but this game has such a place in my heart. And I've never gotten past, I think, about level 55. Like, the first limit break is about as far as I ever got. So I never really got higher than 55, or maybe level 60. I think I once did limit break too on another private server. It's just the thing is, like, FF11 oftentimes it gets really tedious. Like there's a lot of really tedious things in this game right out of the box, and they only get worse as you level up more, and at a certain point I just decide I'm good, and, you know, hey, I had fun, and I don't want to level up anymore. But here, I'm kind of shooting for level 75. I would like to at least see what the end game is, right? I've never gotten to end game before. Like, I don't think I'll do much with it, but I'd like to at least see it. And I think here, they're doing such a good job at decreasing the tedium. I think it might actually be fun to go all the way this time, you know? Might be fun. Yeah, I think, like, that's one of the goals they have with this server, is they want to make, like, jobs and combinations and just general ways of playing that, yeah, like, for one reason or another, they were just ignored on retail, or they just weren't good enough to even work on retail. they're trying to, you know, they're trying to make them decent here, make it so that you'll want to do it, and I'm all for that. Also, it's lightning weather time, which means lightning elementals. I'm gonna try and kill me some, because those clusters, well, stacks of lightning crystals, they currently sell for like 1,500 gil. So, so what's my EXP? I'm getting EXP here. So every lightning elemental I kill, it's like 1.5 to 3k. So I'm gonna go hunt them down. Yeah, I don't know, like, yeah, with retail, I don't think retail is for me. I like this old school classic way of playing. I like the old school way the game plays, but at the same time, I think there's a lot of room for improvement. And that's sort of the idea of this server. Is, okay, look, we want the old school, that old school magic, right? We want the old school magic. But we realize that old school was pretty fucking tedious, and let's you know, we'll compromise a little and make it a little more playable, right? And I'm all for that. Good. Alright, so here's how we kill an elemental. Yeah, look, just somersault it 3 times in a row. Look at that, 3 somersaults in a row, the thunder elemental's almost dead. Our normal attacks do so little damage, but those big beefy somersaults, very nice. What level are these elementals? They're level 35. Elementals are just such a pain in the ass to kill if you don't have magic attacks. But yeah, there's a certain magic about classic FF11. It's just, again, even though there's a magic to it, even people like me that love it, we have to acknowledge that, yeah, there's a lot of parts that aren't fun too, and smoothing those not fun parts out, I think is, I think that kind of makes an ideal experience, right? Like, you don't want the full convenience of modern day retail. That's a whole different game, right? But you don't really want full-on classic either. That's not a great experience either. Yeah, honestly, I didn't hate 1.0 of FF14. Like, if there was a 1.0 private server of FF14, I'd totally play it. But I think the thing is that, like, when it launched in 1.0, FF14 was well, I think this was the problem, is that it was basically just Final Fantasy XI. Like, they didn't really change the formula very much, and I think the thing is that people that liked FF11 really didn't want to start over again to basically play the same game but with better graphics, right? Like, I think by that point they'd invested way too much time, right? And people that didn't like FF11, well, you know, they don't want to play that but with better graphics, right? So, as much as I'm not a fan of modern FF14, I think going in such a different direction, I think that was it was a good move. They kind of had to do that. Like, you had to separate from FF11. And yeah, Jimmy, like, I mean, well, here's the thing, there's a lot of private servers, like, there's a lot of private servers that run FF11, like, at either Chains of Promathia or, like, Eden XI is another, it's a pretty good private server, it's just, they don't have that many players anymore. A lot of their players bailed for Horizon. But, like, they run at Treasures of Odd-Ergen, and they're kind of committed to just maintaining that. Like, they don't change the game, they don't do anything different. They're kind of running a museum, right? Where it's like, this is the game in this game. And it's fun, but like, and free. But the thing is I honestly think, as much as I like old school FF11, there's so many things that are needlessly tedious, that there's so many classes that are barely functional, and you can look at them and see, oh, you could make these little changes, and it would be so much more fun. But most private servers don't want to do that. They just want to keep the game the way it was. I like Horizon because they're willing to say, yeah, that wasn't great, was it? Let's change it. But they're not, they're not going full on retail and dumbing the game down. Just making little tweaks so that it's more playable. To me, that's the line. That's perfect. That's good. That's just great. Also, I have already gotten 4 lightning clusters. That's about 6,000 gil right there. Mmm, tasty. Tasty. Yeah, I honestly think that's why, so before I played on Horizon, I've played on 2 other private servers for FF11. I've tried, the first one was Nasomi, which, that server's a bit of a mess, both technically and community-wise. And then I tried Eden, and... Oh no, have your tamales. But, sorry, the wife. So the other server I tried was Eden, and again, Eden is good, it's just more of a museum server. And, Eden had a good amount of players. It never had as many players as Horizon, but it used to have more. And then, yeah, then Horizon came along and just stole the majority of the players from Eden. Because I think, yeah, they wanted, they wanted the classic experience, but better. I think so many private servers, they really like the idea of FF11 in its classic form. I like that idea too. It's just, I think most of them are not, they're not willing to deviate from that vision. It's like we have to do exactly that with no changes ever. And, that's fine. It's fine. But a little change is good every now and then, right? A little change is good. Clink to my water bottles. Also, I think they're doing something out here. I'm not sure what. I noticed they took the Giant's Leech and maybe skilling up or something. But yeah, I am really hopeful for HorizonXI. Also, out of all the private servers I've played for FF11, they have the best launcher. It's the little things, right? Like, they have a very nice launcher. I love that they actually, like first off, the launcher looks pretty slick. It looks almost as slick as, like, the official FF14 launcher, which is pretty nice. But also that they incorporate the Play Online launcher music. I really like that. That kind of makes the experience complete, right? But it's just generally, I think they're doing a lot with the game. They're putting in a lot of effort. They're trying some bold things, and I think that's good. It's for the best. And playing on this server, man, I've had so many great encounters with people. Like, they're for the most part, they can be rough around the edges. It's, in a way, it's almost like going back to 2005 internet. People are really rough around the edges. They say all the gamer words, but they're really helpful. They're very informative. Like, it is the most friendly and helpful community you will ever fucking see. It's just, again, they're rough around the edges, right? Also, a lot of older people, too. Naturally, there are lots of old players. Which I kinda like. I gotta be honest, I kinda like that most of the people playing on this server, because they're like me, you know, kind of wanting that old school experience again. Most of them are well over 30. And honestly, I kind of like that. It's one of the problems I have playing most games anymore, is like that moment when you realize you're playing a literal child, right? That moment. I think this one's gonna kill my pet. I'm pretty sure this one's gonna kill my pet, but that's okay. God, look, I know it's gotta get nerfed, right? It's gotta get nerfed, but look at that shit. Spamming a damn near 200 damage attack. The first one, 281, and so that's the TP kicking in, right? We'll look at that log in a second, because you can see how the TP affects the damage there. But still, even without TP, the amount of damage you can just unload in a very short amount of time. It feels good. It feels real good. Oh god, yeah, I can think of a lot of games. The funny thing is, it's often said that your reflexes and your gamer skills get worse as you age, and that's probably true. But the funny thing is there's so many games, like hard games, that I never really got anywhere with as a kid. I've only ever beaten as an adult, right? And it's mostly because as an adult, even though, yeah, my time is a little more precious as the sands of, the sand in my hourglass is slipping away, right? But the thing is, I'm a little more patient as an adult, and I'm a little more willing to sit down with things. So I end up beating more hard games as an adult than I ever did as a kid. Like, Jesus, I never got anywhere with FF11 as a kid. Like, the highest I've ever been in this game has been on private servers, and that's much later in life. Let's see, how many clusters have I got now? Got 5 lightning clusters. That is, again, oh boy, that's quite a few thousand gil right there. Oh, look at that. Look, there's a group doing pugils over there. I'm sure they're just, I am sure those guys are eyeing me, and they're like, oh god, this Beastmaster doesn't just start killing everything. But I am not here for their clippers or pugils. Those are a little too low level for me. I'm not here for that. I'm here for the giants and the elementals and the banshees. Basically all the things that'll just wreck players at their level. So I'm doing them a favor. Alright, my health is good. I'm just waiting for my pet to regenerate a little bit. Oh, also, one thing I really like about this server, and it's a feature that came later on in retail that they're borrowing. I like that you have glamour here. You have in macros, edit equipment. Yeah, you've got these. You've got macro equipment sets, which, yeah, its main purpose is the main purpose is for switching out your actual gear. But style lock. Yeah, I can just hit style lock and it'll change the appearance of my gear to whatever's in those slots. So it's kind of a very primitive glamour, it's like glamour plates from FF14, basically. It's like a really primitive version of that. I approve. Look, I'm all about that fashion, okay? I gotta, I gotta have my weird little hat, all right? Look, Fashion Quest is real. Fashion Quest is real. Yeah, live for the drip. And also, I have always been so desperately poor in FF11. So here's the thing, right? Like, even now, you're never gonna catch me, like, camping anything, alright? Like, the most I will camp is if I am already in an area killing things for EXP or whatever, and I see a named monster, I'll kill it, but I'm not camping it, right? So the thing is, because I never did that, I never did BCNMs before, I'm really excited to do them now. I never had money in this game, right? I just never had gil. When I was a kid, I never did any crafting, gathering, fishing, never did any of it. I was always desperately poor as a kid in FF11. Now, as an adult, it's a little better. I have 162,000 gil, which I know that's like nothing compared to the millions that a lot of people have, but, you know, I have gil now, right? And yeah, I get excited over you know, clusters that'll sell for 1.5k. I get excited for that. I get really excited that I can catch fish that sell for 3k a stack. But you know, now I feel like now, oh, I can actually make gil. You know, not a lot, but I can make gil now, right? It feels good. And I do want to actually get into the crafting and gathering. Like, I would like to try gathering. Like, I never did mining or lumberjacking or any of that. Mostly because you need a full set of field gear in order for it to be worth it. And then you have to buy picks and everything, and they cost a lot of gil. It's a lot of investment, right? So I just never did any of that. But I see people, they're like, oh yeah, I just mined a stack of dark steel or whatever, and it sold for 60,000 gil, and I'm just like, oh my god. So, yeah, I want to get into crafting and gathering this time around. Oh yeah, they did buff chocobo digging. I mean, now it actually displays like you'll get a little message that says you got a skill up when you dig, so you can kind of keep track of what level you are in chocobo digging. I literally never even knew that chocobo digging was a thing. I never knew it was a thing. Yeah, for me, my pass the time thing is fishing. I love fishing in this game. I'm up to fishing level 30, and you know I can make half decent gil with it. Honestly, most of my 160k, most of that is from fishing. I like it. Fishing is fun. That's gonna be my main money maker, I think, going forward. But yeah, every now and then I like to just run around and, you know, I have my level 15 thief sub-jobbed, and hey, you know, let's just kill things for some money, right? I like to mix up what I do for gil, but especially as a Beastmaster, I want to level up cooking. Because cooking, it would give me something to do with all the fish that I catch, and also it would let me make like the high quality Beastmaster jugs, since they're a cooking thing. I'm pretty sure. I think some of them are alchemy, but I think most of them are cooking. So I do want to get into that. Oh, I never touched gardening in FF11. Like, not even once. I have no idea how the gardening works. It's kind of funny. There's so many things that I just never touched when I played the game as a kid, and even on other private servers. Like, it's just a lot of like FF11 is a game that has a lot of kind of side activities or side quests that unlock content, and I just literally never did it. Also, hey, a Kaiser sword, nice. I'm actually gonna equip that if I can. Not because it's good, but because I like to level up my sword skill some. Like, I do also play Red Mage, and, I mean, really, Beastmaster's great for leveling up skills, because my pet's doing all the fighting, so I can get my sword skill up. I don't know exactly what Horizon, like, so Horizon has a wiki. They have a wiki, and that wiki lists their changes. I haven't looked through all of it, because there's a lot of changes they've made. It's kind of funny. This isn't the first private server I've played on, but this is really the first private server I've played on where I've really been excited for the future of the game. Like, I'm really getting into it now. And I think it really is the amount of passion they're putting into, like, making the game a better experience, right? I mean, even the basic stuff, like the texture, the whole higher res texture pack they're using, the remastered audio, the new music soundtracks, like it's just everything comes together, and it's like, man, I'm actually excited to play FF11 again, right? Yeah, most of the private servers that I've played, like all of them, all the private servers I've played on before for this game, it's not that they don't care about the game, it's really not. It's just, it's very clear that they don't have any sort of vision for the game, They know what they loved when they were young, and they want to bring that back, but they don't really have any plan on where to go with that, right? So it's not all that exciting to play, Like, as much fun as it used to be. Oh god, no, my pet! Yeah, right, pets do have a limited lifespan, so, alright, let's summon a new one. Also, it's even little changes that they've made, like, so, like, one thing this server does is they have completely moved around and changed some of the enemy camps. Like, when you go around the world, there'll be places where you think, okay, this is where this type of enemy should be, and they're not there, right? And then you'll just be wandering around, and you'll just find whole-ass camps full of enemies that were never there. And, like, half the fun of this game back in the day was the exploration element, right? And the thing is that if you're only gonna remake Classic, well, that's already been explored, right? So, changing things around, it kind of keeps that exploration element, it keeps it fresh. I can appreciate that. Oh, these people still hard at work. Hard at work. Yeah, so I think that by sort of remixing things, like, change the look, change the audio, change enemy camps around, change the levels of certain things, like, I think kind of remixing the game a bit, I think that really helps to bring back that feeling of exploration that you're just not really gonna get it if all you do is replicate exactly what was, right? So yeah, I can't go on, I can't gush about it enough, but like, yeah, I actually just get excited to play the game on this server. It's a great feeling. Oh, that is some awkward placement right there. Okay, he's coming down, I think. He's still out of range. I can't get to him. He's in a really weird place on the geometry. What I can do tell my pet to just kill it faster. That'll work out. Oh, he's going down. Going down nice and quick. Hoping to get me another Kaiser sword. They do sell for a little over 2,000 gil, so nice little prize, right? It'll die quick enough. No need to waste a ready on it. All right. Nice. Also, let me see. Can I adjust my camera so that I can actually like see the? Oh yeah, look at that. I could see up to Delkfoot's tower. So I don't think I have my draw distance boosted right now. But I remember even just in vanilla, like the tower would kind of cut off and you wouldn't be able to see the top of it. Oh no, just straight to the NPCs. On the auction house, they literally sell for less on the auction house than they do to NPCs, which is kind of funny. But you can just vendor trash them for over 2,000 gil. It's pretty nice. You can buy them on the auction for exactly 2,000 gil. So technically, you could buy them from the auction house and then just vendor trash them, and you'd actually make a little cash. Like, not much, but you would actually turn a profit on that. Yeah, the Kaiser sword is just it's a bit of a rare drop, but it's not really, like, it's not good or anything. It is for a quest. There's a quest in Juno that takes the Kaiser sword. But my fame's not high enough. I do not have high enough fame to turn that quest in. So for me, it's just vendor trash. God, I love the way giants animate. Like that big-ass rock throw attack. Like, look at that shit. Like, everything they do just feels so big and impactful. And then when they die, they just blurp. Dead. just face plant. I love it. Oh yeah, fame. I like the fame system. I like it because it kind of it makes every quest that you do meaningful in some way. Even if that way is just building your fame up. And you get better prices when your fame is really high. That actually gives you way better prices when you buy and sell stuff, like way better prices. I think the difference is like between 10 and 20% more money. Pretty nice. But also it unlocks more quests that you can do. Like in Sandoria, I'm up to Fame 3 in Sandoria, and I can do the garlic quest. So if I kill the shaman type enemies in Gelspa, I mean they're everywhere. You can farm a stack of garlic in minutes in there. And the quest takes 2 garlic for 900 gil. So every stack of garlic is like what, about 5,400-ish gil. Very nice, easy money there. But you have to have rank 3 fame in order to do the quest. I think the main fame holdup is for certain things relating to needed stuff for your classes. Like, well, if you want to do the summoner avatar fights, you have to have pretty high fame in order to do those fights. But also, for ninja, like all of the ninja scroll quests, they all require high fame in Norg. So the infamous Utsusemi Ichi, right? The prized jewel of the ninja, that requires really high fame. So grinding that out is one of those things like people sort of prioritize. Yeah, there is a lot to relearn, and also not just to learn because it's been so long, but just like literally you have to relearn because Horizon does things a little different, right? But that's the fun. That's the fun. The funny thing is, I always considered oh, Ram Leather Missive. That's not something I can use though. Let's get rid of that. But I always considered FF11 to be one of those games that I absolutely love, but I could never really justify, like I could never justify recommending it to someone who'd never played it, right? Especially someone who's not used to old school games. But I have gotten some people into this that fall into that category. Horizon, I think Horizon has done enough so far that the game is a lot easier to get into and play than it used to be. Without being a total cakewalk, right? Like that's my understanding is that's sort of the problem with retail is the game is so brain dead now. It's just FF14 but with worse graphics, right? And nobody really wants that. Alright, gonna kill some of these leeches and maybe get me a carbuncle jewel. And then I'll have to do the nonsense to become a summoner, I guess. So the thing is, I mean, I literally have this experience with World of Warcraft. I never played WoW. Because I always thought, like, you know, WoW sucks, it's killing all the games I like. So I just hated it, right? Even though I never played it. And I never had any urge to, like, sign up and pay a sub fee to play it, right? But, yeah, then, you know, Turtle WoW was recommended to me. And, you know, they do the vanilla WoW experience, but then they make their own expansion packs and shit. And it's actually really fun. And I don't have to give Blizzard money. And they really care about the game, and they're just doing their own thing with it. And it's like, oh, that's great. So, honestly, private servers, I've had some of the most fun with games on private servers than I've ever had on the retail version. And it's not just that it's free, right? It's not just the free factor, it's, I mean, look, I like free as much as anyone else, but there's a lot of shitty private servers, too. But I think the advantage to having a private server of an MMO, so think about a lot of the things that hold back MMOs, right? Or that as MMOs age, they get worse. And it's because they're desperately trying to bring new players in, desperately trying to keep people subbed, or if it's a free, like if it's a free to play, they're desperately trying to get you to spend money on microtransactions. Like think about how monetization over time has ruined a lot of MMOs, right? Like they just get more and more predatory as they go on. But, oh wait, hold on, one sec. My train of thought getting interrupted, there we go. Phone did weird thing. Okay, I think it's good now. I think. Okay, yeah, for a second there, my phone just disconnected. OBS doesn't say we've lost any frames or anything, everything's green, but the phone just, the Twitch app that I look at chat with, it just died for a second. But it's good. It's good now. Kinda interrupted my train of thought though. Just a little bit. So here's what I'll say. A lot of MMOs, as they go on, they become worse because they're desperately trying to monetize harder. Like, as the player base shrinks, they're trying to do whatever they can to rope new people in, even if it means alienating the current fans, or they're trying really hard to monetize things more than what is comfortable, and that tends to ruin a game. But when you play on a private server, you don't have to worry about any of that. Like, they literally can't make money off you. I mean, a lot of private servers, they do accept donations, and that's fine, you know, gotta keep the doors open. But they can't, like, they literally can't, like, monetize properly the game. They can't do that. That'll, like, most big companies, especially when it comes to their older games, they're willing to let these things slide. They're willing to let people have their private servers. But if you had a private server that was full-on monetized and, like, making more money than the retail game, then then the lawyers would come knocking. But because of that, they don't have to worry about, like, they don't have to worry about microtransactions. They don't have to worry about sub fees. They don't have to worry about that stuff. So they can just make a good game, right? Just worry about making a good game. Leave it at that. And so I think, I think because of that, I tend to have the best experiences on these servers. And hey there, Burn. Like, for me, this is Final Fantasy XI in, like, not even a pure form. This is FF11 in its best form. Like, the classic version of the game, without all the weird stuff that kind of made the game worse as it went on. And they don't have to worry about, you know, keeping my sub fee. So, oh god, I just remembered. Anyone that played FF11 back in the day, you know how characters work, how storage slots work, right? So, like, on the live servers, the way that it works is you get one character. Your sub fee gets you one character. And if you want any more characters than that, you have to pay additional money. Like, I'm not sure the exact price, but it's like, okay, you pay like $15 a month, right, for one character. If you want to have an alt, now you're paying $16 a month. You want 2 alts? Now you're paying $17 a month. Like, it just keeps going up $1, right? Same with storage. Like, if you wanted additional, like if you wanted additional Mog House storage, like there was like the Mog Locker and all that. Like, if you wanted additional storage, that literally made your monthly fee go up every month. It was ridiculous. Like, some people would be paying like $30 a month, right? But on this server, they give you 3 character slots. So you get 3 characters for free. When it comes to the extra storage slots, they unlock that stuff through gameplay. Like, you complete your nation ranks, that'll give you more Mog Wardrobe slots. You complete the Zalart missions, that ups your storage. Promathia missions, like major milestones in the game, unlocks content that you would have had to pay for before. Like, that's awesome. Yeah, the way, like, to be blunt, the way Square Enix did this shit, it was scammy as fuck. Like, there's no other way around it. It was predatory and scammy as fuck. I wanted to use my ability here, but I forgot, like, oh yeah, wrong weapon. So the thing is, right, like, on a private server like this, those things that were unlocked through, you know, scammy business practices, Yeah, they just make that like, you know, it's either, yeah, you just get 3 characters now for free, or it's you unlock it through gameplay. And honestly, that's how it should have been all along, right? Like, let's be honest, that's how it always should have been. And honestly, it's more fun too. Like, it's actually really fun that you unlock your Mog wardrobe through gameplay, right? Like, when I unlocked my sub job, I got 5 Mog wardrobe slots. And when I unlocked my first advanced job, Beastmaster, I got another 5 slots. So right now, right now I have 20. So when I did my nation mission, when I did the, when I beat the 2-3 boss fight, which, you know, I duoed that, still feel good about it, that got me another 10 slots. So I have 20 Mog slots now for my wardrobe. Like, that feels good. You know, it feels good to unlock that shit through gameplay. Also, I just got another Scroll of Escape. Those puppies sell for 11,000 gil each. More if I want to really push my luck on it. Like, if I really want to push it, I can sell that shit for even more. And that's why I run around killing banshees at night. Yeah, I guess I get it. I get the lazy factor, but I feel like the main problem with the way Square Enix did this stuff, and they kind of do it with FF14 too, the main problem is that it's not a one-time thing, it's that it's a constant thing, right? Like, if you want to have access to those extra storage slots... Oh, wait, what is this thing on me? Oh, I'm cursed. I am currently cursed. I think that's slowing me down, too. I feel slower. But yeah, the way that Square Enix does this, like charging you an additional $1 or whatever for every feature, and then it keeps adding up more and more. And then, you know, and you're paying this every month. It's a little terrible, honestly. It's a little bit terrible. God, I hate being cursed. Look at this. I am running so goddamn slow. Like, I think it actually halved my running speed. Dear God, I can barely move. Yeah, no, the thing is, I don't even have that much problem with the one-time stuff, but it's the things where, like, oh, you want more storage space or whatever, or you want more character slots. Well, guess you're paying more every month forever. I don't like that. I don't like that kind of stuff. Like, that's a little, you know, that's dipping into predatory territory for me. But FF11 was real bad with that, even more than 14. So, putting all that stuff into gameplay, it's better. And it feels better, too. Because, like, the thing is that in this game, like, you're gonna do these things anyway. You know? Like, if you enjoy this game, you're gonna have to rank up with your nation. So adding unlocks to that seems natural, right? You know, if you want to unlock advanced jobs, well, you're gonna do it anyway. Adding additional content to that, only a bonus, right? Also, I totally made use of the story skips in FF14. Honestly, I'm one of those people. I didn't like the story enough. I like the boss fights. Boss fights are pretty fun. But I never really, you know, the story never did anything for me. Oh boy. Oh boy, I got a giant on my hands. just wanted the pet to take the aggro for a second. Now, somersault it! Sneak attack. Burning blade! Nice, 2 more lightning clusters, another 3,000 gil. So wait, hold up, I've got like I have a scroll that's worth 11k. I mean, if I get 1 more lightning cluster, that'll be like, that'll be about, I'm trying to think, 1 more lightning cluster would be, yeah, that'd be 15k. So I'm sitting on like, well, I've killed all these giants, I have ice crystals, yeah, sitting on like 25k, pretty nice. Pretty nice. Oh god, man, all the... Hold up, I got distracted by having the giant attack me at the same time. Kind of threw me off, but also I gotta get my kills in while it's nighttime and lightning weather, so I'm a little focused on that, but I'm trying to catch up to the chat too. So I hate being cursed. Is this how burn feels all the time? Just being cursed. But also, yeah, I know the and FF14 really did have kind of a weird, like, wave of WoW refugees coming in. I think that calmed down eventually, but I think the community definitely changed for the worse after that. But anyways, as far as like rewards for doing stuff goes, oh, look at this, the lightning weather is over. Oh man, lightning weather done. Oh well. But yeah, as far as getting rewards for just doing stuff that you'd already do, I think that's the way to do it, right? Like, you know, that's like, you know, make it so that, like, give incentives for the player to want to do something, like, just on their own, and then slip the rewards and unlocks in there for things that they already have the idea in their head that they want to do, right? Rather than making them go way out of their way for something. That is the way, I think. Oh, Jimmy, that's, it's a ranger ability called Wide Scan. I think everyone can, so like everyone has access to Wide Scan. And yeah, so like if you pop up your map and you do Wide Scan. Yeah, so like I think everyone has this very limited ability right here. Like you can see all the red dots on my map and you can see them around me, right? But yeah, like it's a very limited radius that I can detect things. But this is how, like, you know, you just pop this up and that's how you know that there's a rare mob or something spawned. But rangers have, like, they have a boost to Wide Scan, so they can, like, they can detect shit, like, all the way on the other end of the map. So oftentimes people that want to, like, hunt for loot, they do a combination of ranger and thief. That way they can really wide scan, and then they can, you know, they have treasure hunter. And that's kind of how most people like to do it, if they're gonna be doing the rare spawn camping thing. Oh, maybe, yeah, maybe Beastmaster has it too. I know that, like, everyone has a very limited ability to wide scan. Like everyone has a very limited ability to do it. But it's just certain classes, they get a much better radius. Also, let's see, what are my class abilities? Yeah, I guess there's the thief stuff, Gill Finder, Treasure Hunter, and then... Yeah, these are just abilities that make enemies afraid of me. I mean, maybe they changed it on Horizon, but again, I'm pretty sure everyone... Like, I'm pretty sure everyone could always wide scan. It's just, like, most characters, the wide scan is so limited in range that... Like, basically, you wouldn't really be scanning anything further than you can visually see, so there wouldn't be a point to it, right? But I was never the type to hunt down rare spawns or anything like that. Like, for me, camping some enemy, like, camping an enemy for like 6 hours or whatever, in the vague hopes of getting a kill on it, and then hoping you'd get like the 1% loot chance, that's not for me. That kind of thing, never for me. But just, you know, running around killing random mobs, oh, I like doing that. You know, things that are just gonna spawn all the time. Oh yeah, I'm down for that. I hit 2 enemies at once with that. There we go. Yeah, and again, it is another reason to be Beastmaster, because Beastmaster is great for that whole, like, just, you know, just getting a little opportunity, right? It's great for that. Let's see, I do want to kill more of the dancing weapons. Again, there is a rare that will spawn when you kill enough of those. I'm not really going for it, but they give me EXP, they drop Kaiser swords, you know, why not? Why not? I have, like, I think I'm sitting on almost 300 Beastmaster, or Beastmen seals. I'm sitting on quite a lot of them. At some point, I want to do BCNMs. I would like to do it with like a duo or a trio, though. I don't want to go in alone, because I feel like I just fuck it up and die and waste time. Also, I have mixed feelings on how you get BCNM seals. Like, it's weird that it's actually better to use a low-level job to farm seals rather than use a high level. Like, you'd think you'd want to use your best class, right? But since seals drop from literally everything you get EXP for, it's just more efficient to, like, to keep one class at level 10 or lower at all times and just use that to farm seals in the newbie zones. It's weird. But that's just always been how it works. Dear God, I can't wait till till the 3 minutes are up and I'm not cursed anymore. Like, look at this movement speed. Like, you can see, it's like you're moving in mud. Here, let's hit walk mode. Now we're really doing it. No. But there's so many things about FF11 that I am still, to this day, I'm learning new things about this game that I just never realized were a thing before. And I love that. Again, that's another one of the things I've always loved about this game, is that even if you've been playing it for literal decades, there's always things that, for one reason or another, you just overlooked, right? You just never did it. I kind of love that. Alright, so going to the the dancing weapons over near the tower. Oh yeah, how much EXP have I got? I haven't really been keeping track of it. Like, I'm playing pretty light right now. You know, I could... So okay, I'm most of the way through my level. Like, if I really wanted to go for EXP, I would have gone to maybe the jungle. That would probably be a better zone to get EXP in. Like, the enemies here are a little low level for me. Even though I kill them really fast, they just don't give that much EXP. But I'm kind of farming here with a little bit of purpose in mind, you know? Farming with a purpose. Alright, got 2 dancing weapons up there. Can I just pull them both down? Can I make them both aggro me at the same time? No, I guess they're on a different plane than I am. Man, this curse effect, it's really getting to me. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Alright, I'm up here now. Let's do it. Let's fight. Okay, so ready up. Get their attention. Okay, both on the pet now. I think Venom does more damage than Cursed Spear, I think. And I think it applies a damage over time too. Pretty sure. No Kaiser swords. I have no idea what the drop rate on Kaiser swords are, but like, it's pretty low. I know that. It's a pretty rare thing to get. That's why I don't farm for them, right? Is my pet coming? My pet is currently stuck in the wall. Look, the big spine-looking things, they look really cool and all that, right? They do. However, they're a bit of a nightmare as far as like pathfinding and geometry goes. They've always been a nightmare as far as that goes. Yeah, so I have to get a bit away from that. Alright, so I think if I pull my pet in now, it should, yeah, spawn behind me, and then... Okay. That said, this server, it honestly has the better pathfinding and everything of any private server I've played on. Most of them are pretty horrible for pathfinding. Like, it's just, they just don't get it right. And I think even in like the vanilla game, a lot of the more exotic geometry in the game never quite pathfinded right. I think I'll switch back to my, yeah, I'll switch back to my axe. Oh, also, if I enter the tower here, I do believe that will start the Chains of Promathia expansion. If I enter the tower, like it'll play a big-ass cutscene. And I don't know that I'm ready for that. Like, the Promathia stuff is capped, at least early on, like the first part of it, it's capped at level 30. So I could totally do it. And as a beast master, I could really do it. I don't know, I guess we can go in the tower. We can get that cutscene. Which I will be honest, I've never really gotten far in any of the expansion content. Like, so back in the day, I only played the game up to Chains of Promathia, and I never really got anywhere with that. Even on other private servers, I've never really done the Promathia content, and it does unlock whole new places to go and play it. Like, it's worth it to do it. But I just never got far with it. And I don't know, like, I will admit, I've never hands-on played anything after Treasures of Ot-Urgen. Like, on HorizonXI, they had that expansion unlocked, and I did unlock access to it, but I never really did anything in there. I didn't really make use of, like, I didn't play the Puppet Master or Blue Mage or Corsair. Like, I didn't do anything with that, and I don't know anything about the expansions that came later. I'm not even sure if I ever have done any of the Zilart missions. Like, I legit, I'm not sure if I've ever done any of them. Probably not. It's kind of funny. I love this game and I've played it a lot, but I tend to just sort of do my own thing. It's kind of like it's like how I played Morrowind for years since I was a kid, and I never beat Morrowind, right? like all that time I never beat the game. Because yeah, I played the hell out of it, but I just did side stuff, right? I just did whatever was fun to me. And I only beat it on stream a few years ago. So, like, FF11 is kind of the same way for me. I tend to just do whatever I feel like, and then I never really advance in the missions or anything. I'm gonna try to rectify that. Like, this time around, I'm gonna try and actually do some of that content. But, you know what, let's do it. Let's get in here. Let's trigger some cutscene. I think a cutscene will trigger. I think I'm eligible for it. So is it gonna happen? I think it's happening, because this is a long-ass screen right here. Yep, here we go. Okay, so Chains of Promathia expansion. Which I have no idea. Oh look, it even has a title card and everything. Nice. I have no idea where this fits into like the continuity of the game. But you can just do it whenever you're level 30, so. Alright, listen up, adventurers! You are to keep clear of Dogfoot's tower. That's an order. Like, I got no idea of the continuity of this game, but like, expansions are not linear like they are in FF14. Like, each expansion is just kind of its own story. God, I love the cutscenes in this game. The Northern Line! The flow of energy has begun to reverse. Impossible! Quick, recalibrate the photon torpedoes. God, it's PlayStation 2-tastic. What am I looking at here? Why are we in the ocean now? Ooh. God, this really is bringing me back to like PS1 and PS2 Final Fantasy cutscenes. I like it. Also, surprisingly good water effects. Surprisingly. Ooh. I don't know what's happening, but it's very impressive. Oh, is that Bahamut? I don't know if this music is updated, but most of the music in the game they've revamped it, like orchestral versions and stuff. Ooh, children of Vana'diel, I, Bahamut, ruler of the skies, have come to deliver you a warning. The time has come. The arrival of the keeper of the apocalypse is near. Oh, come forth, my minions! Let the blood of the gods spill on the soil of their creation. Yeah, I really love the story scenes in FF11. Like, it's funny, I never really liked the FF14 story, but FF11, I love the story. Even though it's a lot more basic. I think it's because they don't force you to sit through it if you don't want to. Alright, why do we have to wait out here? What do they think we are? Door boys? It's like they don't trust us. Quiet, soldier. You were ordered to stand by, not whine like a child. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Also, I like their armor. Very paladin. What is really going on in there? Why did the society call for our assistance? Explosion! Is there an anime betrayal happening here? Crooked Arrow, men, ready your weapons and fall in. Captain, the door. Oh, he's just adorable. Follow me and keep on guard. Also, what I love, you know what's great about this cutscene? My character isn't in it. Like, my character is not part of this story. This is happening completely independent of my character. I'm not the hero, I'm not the warrior of light, I'm not even here right now. Like, this is just things happening in the world. What the hell happened here? Are there any survivors? Captain. What is it, soldier? I found someone. He's just a boy. He's got some nice blue hair, white blue hair. He's still breathing. if we can revive him, he might be able to tell us what on Vanadil happened here. What are your orders, sir? Get me Monbear. Someone call the infirmary. Alright. I think that's it. Yeah. So again, also we're in Delkfoot's tower. I ain't got no map, so I am not stepping a foot further. We're leaving. But again, the best part about that cutscene is that it has nothing to do with us. Like, that's just a thing that happened. You know, like, we're not a part of that story. I love that. So, okay, the takeaway from that cutscene is that the mysterious boy that was found is being taken to the infirmary in Juneau. So, if you go to Juneau and you find the infirmary, you can continue the story and you can actually become a part of it. So that's the way the story tends to work in this game. Is like, things will happen, right? You'll get epic cutscene where things happen, but you're not really a part of that. But it gives you a clue that, hey, if you want to be a part of this, maybe go check this thing out, right? I like that. I honestly like and prefer that style of storytelling. It's one of the reasons I never really got into the story of FF14. Like, from the very beginning in FF14, I mean, you're the chosen one from the beginning. You know, you're the very special boy from the moment the game starts. But here, no, you're nobody. You're fucking nobody. You're a poorly dressed adventurer. Also, look at that Shiva in action. I love how the summons look here. I love them. I like how they have sort of a blur effect around them. I don't know. I think it's one of those things where you gotta have a little bit of balance. I think that it's fine if your character starts off as a nobody, and if you want to be a somebody, you kind of have to, as a player, make that happen, right? I'm okay with that. But, like, I don't think that you should just be declared the special boy from day one, right? Like, you know, you shouldn't start the game with bold promises and or prophecies or whatever. Like, no. If you want to be special, you make it happen. Like, I'm okay with eventually climbing the tower of the heaven or whatever and slaying God at the top. I'm okay if we get there like 10,000 hours in, right? I'm fine with that. But I don't want to be special right out of the box. That kind of cheapens it all for me. Yeah, kill a few giants on the way out here. Why not? But I'll go to Juneau and yeah, we'll proceed with the Promathia story. But I don't know, I guess for me I kinda like the more low-key, random adventure story. I don't know, for me that resonates a little more than being the chosen one. I like being a nobody in games like this. To me that feels a little more freeing, because I am held to no standard, right? I can just do whatever I want. Like, if I just want to be a fisherman, I can do that, right? But I don't know, like, let's say you play like you know, Skyrim or whatever, and it's like, it always felt weird that like you have the option to just fuck off and, I don't know, go fishing or whatever, right? Like no, you're the Dragonborn. Like, you got a destiny here. Like, no, you don't get to just settle down and be the village blacksmith. But if you're just some random nobody adventurer, I mean, yeah, my destiny is my own. I can do whatever I want. I like that. Well, I mean, with that burn, I mean, that's basically like, that's kind of a, you know, that's kind of a Knights of the Old Republic situation, right? Kind of. Well, see, the thing is, Burn, even that even that kind of makes you special, right? Like, technically, you are special. Like, you know, the Emperor had a vision about you, so that makes you, you know, that kind of gives you a destiny. You know, you were born under a sign. I don't know. Again, I don't think it's the worst thing ever. It's fine to be special, but it's just me personally, I prefer being a random adventurer that stumbles into greatness rather than being something special. That kind of makes it cheaper to me. You know, it's like, of course the chosen one's gonna win. Of course, that's what they do, right? But when you're just some random adventurer, like, no, man, everybody expects you to just die. So if you pull it off, then yeah, it feels better. It feels more earned. Yeah, I'd say in Arena and Daggerfall, you fill the nobody role pretty well. Now, technically, in Daggerfall, you are a little bit special because the Emperor chose you to do this task, but he didn't choose you to do it because he saw you in a dream, or because you were born under a special sign, or whatever. You know, it's just, presumably that's your job, right? Like, I guess the assumption is you're affiliated in some way with the Emperor, but other than that, I mean, you're not really special, right? So that works out. But I think to kind of compare how this game does plot to FF14 again, I think one of the things I didn't like with FF14 is that it has so much filler. Like, well, it's not just that it has a lot of filler, but like, let's say you're like me, and you're more interested in gameplay, and you just want to get to like those cool dungeons and boss fights later on, right? Or, you know, let's say you just want to, yeah, like, you want to fight stuff, right? You want to do dungeons and kill things, and the story is kind of slowing you down from getting there. The problem with FF14 is that it mandates that you do the story. Like, if you want to do dungeons, you have to unlock them through the main story. If you want to see, like, the higher level content, you have to do the main story. Like, you have to. Pretty much everything you do in the game, it mandates that you do the story. And the story is incredibly long. It's like thousands of quests, right? It's ridiculous at this point. So, I think the problem with the way 14 does it is that if you want to see, like, if you want to see the gameplay, the content, you have to do the story, and the story is just one long-ass, linear, endless sequence of quests, right? And that's really off-putting. I think even people that like the game a lot, they have a problem with that. Yeah. So, the way that this game handles expansions and just content in general is everything is, like, every quest line that unlocks something or goes through an expansion or whatever, it's all it's all self-contained. Like, I just started the Chains of Promathia expansion, right? I mean, I'm not like, I haven't beaten the base game. I'm only rank 3 with my nation, and that's kind of the main story quest for the base game. But like, I'm already in Chains of Promathia. If I wanted to start Rise of Zalart, I could start that right now too. So yeah, you do have these quest lines you have to go through to unlock content, but it's all self-contained. So it's like, okay, if you want to do Promathia content, you do the Promathia quests, right? If you want to do Zalart content, you do their quests, but it's all self-contained, and you don't, like, it's not a linear thing where you have to beat the base game, then you have to beat Zalart, then you have to beat Promathia. It's not like that. You can do it in whatever order you want, you know, mix and match, and to me that is much more preferable. Much more preferable. Oh, I think we're getting another cutscene too. I think we're getting story now. Oh hey, it's Zero. I mean... What do you mean, Final Fantasy doesn't reuse characters? Now where's Sid? Okay, how is he doing? Well, there don't seem to be any external wounds. To tell you the truth, don't exactly know what is wrong with him. You don't know exactly. You have some sort of theory. I'm sorry, but I'm not inclined to speak of a patient's condition, not even to the capital of the Ducal Guards. As you wish, but that boy is an important witness. When he comes to, he will be taken in for questioning. Has he shown any signs of consciousness? I'm afraid not. Wolfgang, that really, what really happened back in that room? What was that device? And what were Juno's scientists trying to do with it? Know something, don't you? You need not worry yourself with such affairs of the duchy. I see. I suppose some things are better left unknown. I often ponder over whether to inform a patient when their disease is incurable. However, if there still remains even a thread of hope to cure that disease. If you are trying to say that Juno is ill, you are quite mistaken. Let me rephrase my question. Friend to friend, what simply happened that day? I truly do not know. That is why it is crucial we question that boy. If there is nothing wrong with him, then there is no reason why we cannot move him to the Grand Duke Palace immediately. Monborough, make the preparations for his transport. Alright, again, more things happening that are completely unrelated to us. But yeah, Burn, I think I honestly prefer, like, that style of doing expansion content and everything. I mean, think about it. Like, in FF14, what is one of the greatest barriers of entry to people who just want to, like, you know, they want to catch up and they want to play the same content with their friends, right? The main barrier of entry is that for anything in that game, you have to do the long-ass linear main story quest to get there, right? And that puts so many people off. And the thing is, it's not so bad when you played it when it was, like, new, but if you're a new player and you gotta play through all those expansions and all the quests, the hundreds, thousands of quests, to catch up to your friends, that's enough to make you just say no thanks and quit right there. If you could, like imagine in FF14, if you wanted to do Endwalker content with your friends, but you know, you're just starting, imagine if you could just do Endwalker missions, you know, and just do that content with your friends, just unlock it all right there, and just not worry about the other stuff, right? Just don't do the other stuff. Like, it would save so much time, it'd save a lot of hassle, more people would get into it, I think. I would like the game more if it worked like that. But yeah, it's, I think the main story, the thing is, if you really like FF14's main story quest, then, you know, you'll like it, you'll have fun with it, and it's fine. But if you're like me and you don't, then it's torture. It's pure torture. Like, every time the game would update, and it's like, hey, there's like 10 new story missions to do, every time that would happen, I'd just be like, oh god, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do any more. I just want to run my fucking dungeons, right? I just want to kill shit. Don't make me do this. So yeah, I prefer this model for doing things. Huh. Any things for sale in here? Ooh, what do we got? Ah, they sell distilled water and potions and things. God, like, look at that. Good goddamn. 800 gil for a potion. It only cures like 50 HP. Man. But yeah, I do get, like, it's how the game's plot was written, and you can't really break it up without breaking the story. I get it. It's just, I think it's one of those things where it's only, like, it makes a problem that is only gonna get worse as time goes on. Because, like doing the main story of FF14, it didn't feel bad like this back when A Realm Reborn was the only game, right? It didn't feel so bad back then because it wasn't that much to do, but with every expansion, with every content update, it gets longer. And they have tried to shorten it down, but as time goes on, they're just gonna keep adding more and more, and I think you have to look at it like, you know, for a new player, it's like, new player says, hey, I want to play with my buddy. Yeah, I signed up so I can play with my friend, right? And then friend is like, oh, that's great, here, just do the main story quest, and you can catch up to me, and we can play together. And then your friend's like, oh, good, let me look, how long is this? And then they see, like, I don't know, they look it up, and it's like 5,000 quests or whatever, and yeah, like, that's, like, I would just quit. I'd just straight up be like, man, let's just play Dark Souls or some shit, let's get out of here. like, let's be honest, right? So, yeah, it's just one of those things, right? It'll only get worse with time. But yeah, also, a lot of the main story quests in FF14, a lot of them are just busy work. Like, a lot of them are filler busy work. That's a whole other issue, though. Okay. So, I'm not sure exactly where I need to go. Here we go. We got it. It's you. As much as I'd like to sit and chat about your adventures over a nice pot of Sandorian tea, now is not quite the time. Wait, perhaps you know something of what took place near the Sea of Shumeo. Recently, I've been hearing some strange rumors. Dr. Mombaro, there is much commotion outside the infirmary. Think the ducal guards have returned? Those selfish bastards! Do they think of nothing but their own gain? I apologize, but there's something I must take care of. See, I like how, you know, we weren't a part of this plot until now. But now, we followed the clues, and we go to where the action is happening, and now we are part of the story. Yeah. I like that. Ooh. He's anime-izing at me. Ooh, look at this place. I like the look of all this. Can't wait to go there. Alright, well, I got a jewel. Ooh. Ooh. Meanwhile, and we cannot get any answers without the boy awake and in custody. Hand him over! This is an order. I like this music. You can order me all you wish, but I will not allow you to wake that boy. Men, you have your orders. Wait, Wolfgang, what are you planning on doing to him? I won't allow you to manhandle my patients like this. What's going on? Okay, I'm not crazy. They can see him too. Oh, look at him teleporting around. He vanished! Don't just stand there. Seal off the area. I don't want any man, woman, dog, or cat leaving Upper Juno. That boy can't hide for long. I've seen that child somewhere before. I don't understand. No signs of consciousness for hours. Then he just wakes up and runs off. Must be an explanation for this. I'm sorry you had to witness that exchange. I'd like to better inform you of what just happened, but even I'm puzzled by the events that have transpired today. Are you all right? You look slightly pale. Well, I hope it's nothing serious. That amulet you hold, it belongs to the boy, does it not? What's this? You say he gave it to you. I suggest that you hold on to it. It may give us some clues as to what is really going on. It also may... Never mind. Perhaps I should begin my rounds in the Relude Gardens. I may be able to collect some valuable information. I have a feeling the situation up there may be even tenser than it is here. So I believe that's what we call a clue to go to the Relude Gardens. I believe that's what they call in the business a clue. So we obtained key item. Mysterious amulet. Yeah, the strange boy gave you this amulet before leaving Dr. Momborough's clinic. Your body tingles when you clench it in your hand. Oh man, it gives me the tingly feelings. Oh, also, there's a shop here, so, well, since there's a shop, right? Yeah, let me sell, like, the things that I'm not gonna sell on the auction house. I'm not gonna sell, yeah, I'm not gonna sell a singular lightning crystal. Not gonna do that. Okay, yeah, the Kaiser sword, sell it for 2.1k. Cotton cloth, it only sells for like 400 gil on auction, so not really worth it. But the rest of this stuff, I'm totally gonna sell it. Also, lots of players standing around here. I think it's an auction house, custom added. I like the armors. I like seeing the armors people have. Like, I think that's, yeah, that's the Paladin gear, right? I like the look of it. I was considering going Paladin with my character. Like, I've never really done tanking in this game. And, I don't know, Paladin might be fun. It's gotten some buffs on Horizon, so it would be fun. Oh, I guess since we're here and there's an auction house, right? So first things first, let's break down these lightning clusters that I got. Like, the clusters sell for less than the crystals themselves, so... Yeah, let's break them all down and put them on the auction house. Gotta make that gil. at some point I need to start crafting. I really need to start crafting now that I have, like, I do have some disposable gil. I really should craft. Alright, so yeah, I got a bunch of fucking crystals now. I got a bunch of them. This feels like more than 9, but I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, yeah. I don't know why, it feels like more in the list. It looks like more. Am I selling anything right now? So, that northern fur. At some point someone should buy it. Alright, I got ice crystals. They are worth not a lot. Not a lot is how much they're worth. Oh no! The lightning crystal market! It has crashed! Lightning crystals, oh god, the prices, they've gone down a lot. Well, I'll put mine up for sale for 1,220. That's, lightning crystals were selling for 1,500. So that's unfortunate that the price tanked out. But it's still worth over, Oh, I'm R0ing. Hold up, that's why the auction stuff isn't going through. But yeah, I don't know, 1,200 each. That's still pretty good. That's okay. Oh god, the R0. Oh right, it's Japanese midnight, I think, or is it? I don't know. It's So like there's a server reset time. There is a specific, like, the server resets at this hour kind of thing, and it doesn't actually like bring the game down or anything. Hold up. There we go. It's just, oh yeah, like everything on the server, like all the clocks and everything, like all the daily stuff, it all resets, right? And that's right now. Right now is when all that resets. And when that happens, yeah, everybody sort of has a connection issue. Something I hope they eventually fix. Eventually. Alright, so I'm selling all my lightning crystals for 1,220 per stack. Now I have this escape scroll, and okay, right now the escape scroll, I sold it. Yeah, I sold my escape scroll for 11k. I will sell it again for 11k. $11k for a single scroll. Like, mage spells can get really fucking expensive. Yeah, I think, I don't know, it's, when it comes to, like, story and cutscene length and all that, so I don't have a formula for you, but there is, like, there's limits, right? Like, yeah, you can make things too long, you can make things too short, but I think the main thing is there's a couple of factors here, right? So, like, you can, like, as an example, you can get away with having longer cutscenes if cutscenes are very infrequent, right? Like in this game, in this game, honestly, this game has cutscenes that can go on for a little bit, but relatively speaking, cutscenes are pretty rare in this game, right? Like, cutscenes are such a small part of the game. There's just not that many of them. So when you get hit with a cutscene in this game, you're okay with it being longer because it's such a rare occurrence, right? But okay, you know, let's say that you're constantly getting cutscenes, which, to be straight, in FF14, especially if every now and then you pick up some side quests, like you're gonna be barraged with cutscenes. Like, you're gonna be doing quests constantly, and every time you do a quest, you're gonna get a cutscene. Like, you are constantly barraged with cutscenes in FF14. So the thing is that if you're constantly getting cutscenes, you don't want them to be long. Like, you want each individual cutscene to be no more than a minute long if you're constantly getting cutscenes, right? And FF14 most certainly breaks that rule. Oh, they break that one. So it really just depends, right? It just depends on how frequent cutscenes are, how much of a part of the game they are, and that really determines how long they can be. So yeah, if the cutscenes, you know, if you don't have cutscenes often, make them as long as you want. But if you're gonna have cutscenes fairly often, you need to keep length in mind. Unless you're just going for like a visual novel, right? I think people that like visual novels are much more tolerant of that kind of thing. Also, welcome to Rulud Garden, where, yeah, look, you know what this really reminds me of? This feels kind of like a prototype. I mean, the whole, all of Juno kind of feels like it, but especially when you get up to the very top of Juno. Like, look at the way this is designed. You can't tell me this isn't just Ishgard before Ishgard. Like, you can't tell me they didn't literally just take Juno and import it into FF14 and rename it. Like, like, you can't look at this structure that's surrounding us and say that isn't just Ishgard. You know, a lower poly version of it. Which I honestly think that, like early on in FF14, I think Ishgard was pretty much supposed to serve the same function as Juno in this game. Like, I think it was supposed to be the place that everyone goes, like the central hub after you've done your nation quests and all that. I think that's what Ishgard was supposed to be in FF14 initially. But then, you know, as the vision changed, I think they changed their mind on that. But like, just look at this. It's Ishgard. Welcome to Ishgard on the PlayStation 2. Heavensward. Man, this Heavensward update, ooh, it's different. Alright, so I'm not exactly sure what I need to do here. Like, I know that the plot advances here, but I'm not exactly sure how. Not exactly sure how. Oh, there's embassies here. I can get Signet. Nice. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that, like, in one of these side rooms, there's gonna be a guy I can talk to advance things. I think it might be this guy. I guessed right. My memory kicked in. Did you hear? Some of the telepoint crystals in Hala, Mia, and Dem have broken into 1,000,000 pieces. So that's why Captain Wolfgang has been on edge lately. But what is really going on at those crags? I see you have begun to show interest in the strange occurrences that have been taking place in the past few weeks. Let me tell you a little of what I've heard. Recently, the Duchy has been abuzz with strange tales of travelers being drawn into strange whirlpools located in the Valkurm Dunes and on Kufum Island, and never coming back. From what I gather, the Ducal scientists believe this phenomenon has something to do with the shattered telepoints at the crags of Hala, Dem, and Mia. To collect data, a group of ducal guards is to be dispatched any day. So I think that's the scene I came here to get. I think. Let me try again, just to make sure. Okay, so yeah, so they're directing me to go to the crags now. That's where we need to go. Oh, they're all just telling me that now. Nice. Alright, so I wanted to swing by the Sandoria Embassy. It's, down here? I think all the embassies are just like, yeah, there's the Winders, Bastok, and then the Sandoria. I really like the look of this armor. I'm very tempted to go Paladin. Or Dark Knight. Honestly, I kind of want to go Dark Knight. It's not a tank class in this game. It is a pure DPS class here, but I'm tempted. Okay, so here's the Embassy of Sandoria. There should be like an NPC that'll give me Signet somewhere around here. Generally, the embassies have a Signet NPC. You have no letter of introduction. There's usually like a dude that'll give you Signet. Like, all the other embassies have a guy that'll give you Signet. I mean, RPG Maker's kind of it's a weird place, but I don't know. I've played good RPG Maker games. They exist. There's ones that can kind of tread the line, I think. Wonder. Like, I swear, I thought there was a guy that would cast Signet on me down here somewhere. Huh. The quadrangle, I like that. Oh, this is the Mog houses here. That's supposed to be an elevator? I think that's supposed to be an elevator, I think. Huh. So it's a rent-a-room. You want to move to Juneau? No thanks, I'm good. I'm good. Oh, it's Cuddly Bear. Huh. He's got no pants on. But for pacing of like games made in RPG Maker or something like it, I still stand by it. Like some of the best paced story games that also have actual real gameplay that I've ever played have been adult games that use like those Game Maker engines. Like again, Third Crisis falls under that, but Claire's Quest, I think that might actually be an RPG Maker game. But like that has really good pacing. Like unironically, that's got really, really good pacing for a story-based game. Oh. Let's see. So in okay, so Jimmy, so in Relude Gardens, H10. H10. So that would be H10. So literally where I'm at right now. oh my god, I'm standing right in front of him. So he's a Junoan ducal guard. Ah, okay, so you don't go to your embassy, you... Okay. Alright, I didn't know that I could get Signet here, but I only learned that it's a thing I could do a while ago. Usually, like when you go to like Windurst or Bastock, you go to the Sandorian embassy and they have a Signet NPC in there. So I thought that's how it would work here too, but no. Also, I can... How many conquest points have I got? I have 12,000, so like I'm up to rank 3. So the points to get stuff, it doubles every rank. So like at rank 3, 4,000, that's not too bad. I mean, even rank 4 is not too bad, right? At 8,000. But when you get to rank 5, like rank 5 to 10, it gets fucking ridiculous. Though it doesn't keep doubling, that's a good thing. The most it'll cost is 56,000 points for a single item. But the rank 3 stuff, it's all level 30. I bought the Royal Squire's collar. It's pretty good. What's the helmet do? Agility, don't really need that. I mean, it would be a free armor upgrade. That's kind of the thing. It would be a free armor upgrade, but I don't really need that. Like I don't really need armor too much as a Beastmaster. I can really get away with a lot as a Beastmaster. Like that's why I love Beastmaster. Like you can basically fight naked as long as you have a good pet. So you can get away with a lot. The only thing I really upgrade is accessories so that I can, you know, like hold up. I got the collar here, gives evasion and accuracy. I have okay rings, but I don't really worry about it too much, right? I keep my weapon up to date. You want to have a good up-to-date weapon, but other than that, I don't really worry about it too much. And yeah, the game, I mean, yeah, like, look, I was, you know, I'm just exploring anyway, but... So, okay, I took on the Chains of Promathia quest, so the next thing I have to do is I have to go out to the crag of whatever the fuck, and go inside of it. Go to the Shadow Realm or whatever, and that's a whole ass other thing. Like, that's just a whole other thing in there. It's capped at level 30, as I remember. So actually getting... I mean, if I want to upgrade my gear for this, like, my nation stuff is level 30. It's an easy upgrade, right? It's just a straight easy upgrade. Like, pretty much free, too. Since, I mean, what else am I doing with my conquest points, right? But I think once you, once you do the first couple, 30 capped missions for Promathia, I believe that unlocks access to, let's see. Like, I think that unlocks access to Tavnasia and Archipelago. I've never been there. Like, I've literally never been to this zone. I have no idea what's over there. Like, I've never done the content. Also, it looks like Bastock. Oh man, Bastock is #1. That's no good. Yeah, look, Bastock owns everything. Damn. Damn, Bastock #1 indeed. Yeah, wow, they really... What I'm waiting on is, I really want the Northlands up here. I'd like them to flip to Sandoria so that I can get the outpost. I'd also like to be able to get the outpost for El Shimo, too. Especially the lowlands. I'd really like to get those. Alright, so I gotta think. I mean, I've started Promathia. I don't really want to start in on the actual fights, though. Like, I don't want to start in on the content just yet, but I got it started. So, whenever I feel like it, I can hang on by the, one of the crags, and I can get in there and do that. I think as a Beastmaster, especially a beefed-up Beastmaster here, I can maybe solo it? I don't know. I honestly don't know how hard the content is. Oh, also, this is another one of those things I like on this server. They added, they added outpost teleporters to Juno, which honestly, that is just a nice little quality of life feature right there. That's a nice quality of life feature. So you can basically just live in Juno, which, I mean, that's kind of what you're supposed to do anyway. So let's see, I got my bug broth, I got my... Well, I think I could get the Empress Band. I think I could get that recharged, I think. I'll have to check and see, but I think I can get it charged up again. I might have already spent it for this week, but... if not, I'd like to get that filled again. Yeah, my experience is, like I played the game back when Promathia came out, and I remember there being so much mystique around it. Like, no one knew what to do, or where to go, or... like, nobody knew anything, basically. And it was just such a mixed bag. I already filled my band for the week. Damn. Yeah, the level caps, which I kind of like the idea of the, like... I like the idea of leveled content. Kind of like BCNMs, right? They're also level synced. I think one of the issues is, like, private servers run into this a lot, is people would just do the Promathia stuff to level up to like 75. You know, like they just sink down to 30 forever. The way this server handles it is you can still get EXP in there up to level 40. Like you can still get EXP up to 10 levels higher than the sync in Promathia, but no more than that. Like, I don't know how popular the content is. I know it is a real problem that, like, getting people to do content they don't want to do is tricky in this game. But when it's something you have to do to unlock content, you want people that'll be willing to do it, right? I think there's good stuff, though, right? Like, there's some good items and things in the Promivians, I think. Like, I think there's a reason why you do it, even if you're not doing it for EXP or to complete the mission. But again, I don't know much. I really don't know much about it. Ooh, have some of my lightning crystals sold already? I think they might all still be up, right? Yeah, I don't think any have sold yet. Damn, they're not moving as fast as I want them to. So I don't want to do the thing yet. Don't quite want to do that yet. I guess I did my farming, right? I did that. I got some good shit, and I'll be a few thousand gil richer, so that's nice. I guess I do want to work on crafting and fishing. Crafting and fishing. Right now, though, I think the best place for me to fish, it's not the most profitable, but it's kind of one of the, I don't know, like it gives good skill ups, is fishing for coral butterflies in Kazam. It's honestly, like, I think one of the better places for me to fish. Well, also I could go and hang out in the jungle, right? There's good enemies to kill out in the jungle too. And I bought maps. I bought maps for the El Shimo regions, so I won't be lost in the jungle anymore. Like, that's why I didn't go too deep last time. Oh, Moat Carp. Last I checked, because it was the guild item. Moat Carp was the guild point item for yesterday, and they were like 3,000 gil a stack. On this server they tend to range between 2.4k and 3k a stack, which honestly, that's like, I can fish up herring, which they still give me EXP, and they're worth about 3k a stack. The reason, though, I go to coral butterflies, they only sell to NPCs, basically. I saw that they sell for a lot on the auction, but they're not in demand. It's one of those things where they don't craft into anything. They're literally only good for guild points, and if it's not the guild point item, no one's buying them. So I can only sell them for like 125 gil each to the NPC. Which isn't bad. Like, that's really not a terrible price or anything. Also, I'm not sure if I just missed the airship or if it's just coming into harbor. We'll see. My fishing is up to level 30. The thing is, I tend to fish where I'm gonna be anyway to kill stuff. That's... Like, for a long time I fished on Kufum Island, but I'm kind of out-leveling Kufum Island. Like, yeah, I can still fight things, I can still get EXP there, but it's not really ideal anymore. So since, like, the jungle seems to be, it's a good place for me to kill stuff, I just fish near there too, right? It works out. Look, I see the two daggers. I'm assuming that's a thief / ninja right there. I really gotta get ninja. Every one of the Beastmaster burn parties that I've joined so far, literally everyone uses ninja as a sub, and they're just dual wielding axes all over the place. I really should. I should invest the time into unlocking ninja. I'm pretty sure I can solo it now, too. Like, you have to fight 3 level 30... So, you have to fight 3 level 33 leeches at the same time. And I'm pretty sure at level 43, so I'm 10 levels higher, I'm pretty sure as a Beastmaster, I could probably do that easily. Like, my pet could AoE kill them all at the same time. No white mage sub. Oh, look, I love how it's a little buggy on this server, the airships. A little buggy. They still have things to hammer out. But okay, so the way that the Beastmaster burn parties usually work is you have 5 Beastmasters. Sometimes 6, but usually you have 5 Beastmasters and then 1 support. right? Like one red mage, white mage, bard, / white mage, whatever. But the Beastmasters and their pets are just going to town on everything, and then the one support guy is just soaking in the glorious EXP and doing the healing as needed. Though mostly the pets just take all the damage. Like mostly the pets are tanking, and when they die, you just resummon, right? But if everyone is /ninja, then everyone is using shadows, so if people take aggro, they just absorb the shadow, their shadows absorb it, and they don't really need healing at all. Again, Beastmaster burns are fucking nuts. They're wild, very wild parties. Alright, 3 minutes to Kazam. I'll just sit back and enjoy the ambiance of this Final Fantasy IX airship. God, the airships in this game are incredibly FF9. I think so, at least. I'll just soak it in. Soak it in. But yeah, I've seen some really interesting party compositions on this server. Like, oh god, I've seen white mage burn parties. I've never joined them, but I see people in the link shell talking about them. Which apparently a white mage burn party is you're basically fighting undead enemies, right? Because Cure is really effective against undead. So your target is undeads. And you just have all the white mages like spamming Cure 2 or Cure 3 or whatever, just spamming it on the enemy and just burning it to death instantly. Like, that is very outside of the box thinking right there. Like, I never would have seen anything like that on retail, right? Even though I'm pretty sure that would work out that would work out in retail too, back in the day. It's just something no one ever would have thought of, right? I mean, yeah, like, White Mage Cure does a lot of damage to undead, but no one would really think to make a burn party out of that. So I am happy. Some of the strange combinations you see on this server, some of it's because, HorizonXI has made changes to the game. But some of it's just that people want to have fun, right? Like, they want to have fun and try something different. I'm all for that. Oh yeah, I always forget, King Ronpair's tomb has like shit gets real the deeper you go in there, right? I've only ever been to the newbie parts of King Ronpair's tomb. Like, I've never gone deeper in it. But also, like, so the thing is, I am finding so many zones I've just never been in on this server, and a lot of it is because I always played Bestock back in the day. I really like Bestock. Probably because that's where Sid is, right? But I like the whole industrial theme. But I wanted to mix it up and try something different. So here I'm Sandy Oreo all the way, and I'm experiencing so much of the game I just never did before. One day I've got to try Windurst, I guess. I don't know, I just don't like Windurst. I can't tell you what it is exactly about it, but I just don't like it. I don't like Windurst. Also, they tend to always suck. Like, nobody wants to play Windurst, so they never have enough players. They never, like, in Conquest, they never capture anything, so you never have all the outposts you want. Windurst just generally doesn't do well. Never has. Alright, Kazam. Which also, before I just dig my feet in and do fishing, I really like how they remix the music in Kazam and Yatunga Jungle. Like, I really like how they remixed it. They made a pretty nice version of the song. It was always good, but it's real nice here. Like, I think most of the ways they've remixed the songs, they've made, I mean, general tone qualities better, but they've sort of gone with a more orchestral version of all the original songs. So it just feels like there's more going on. Yeah, like, that is some fucking effort, right? Like, they, you know, they remastered the music, which is, that requires, like, actual fucking talent right there. They had to hire on some talent for that one. But also they, you know, they've taken the time to do, like, a total retexturing, so no more muddy textures, right? High res and everything. Yeah, I love the work they put in, but the music especially. Yeah, some Donkey Kong music here, but... I always liked the beat for the jungle zones, but it's, it goes places now. Yeah, it has that like kind of wispy, I don't know, pipe flute sound going on. I like it. And again, it just looks great now. I'm just gonna hang out here for a second before I get in a fight. Also, this zone. So, this zone back in the day always gave me a little trouble because you have to unlock it, right? Bit of a bitch to do it when you're low level. And the worst thing ever was when you would get tells and they're like, hey, come out to Kazam and let's party up, and it's like a level 20-ish party, right? And you are nowhere near being able to unlock that zone, right? It feels bad. You're like, oh, I'd love to come out, but I can't. Also, I know what the music, the way they've remixed it, it reminds me a bit of like a Chrono Cross soundtrack, right? Like, you know, I fucking love the Chrono Cross soundtrack. Kind of reminds me a bit of the more tropical beats in that game, right? Getting a bit of that vibe here, and that is only a good thing. But I want to say this again, because every time I look up HorizonXI stuff, like, you can find some of the soundtracks on YouTube. And again, I've seen people that are like rabid Square Enix fanboys, and they just jump straight up people's asses about like how, no, this is terrible, this is the worst thing, this remixed soundtrack is an affront to the glorious Square Enix. How could you dare play on this private server that makes an abomination of the glorious PlayStation 2 music of this game? Like, people really get up in arms about it. And the thing is, I'm an old school player, right? I haven't played retail in a real long time. But, you know, I love the game back in the day. And at least for me, I think pretty much all the changes are for the better. Like, I like the new music better than the original music. It's, you know... think I can steal some silver beast coins from these guys. They're level 37, so these guys are a little more in my level range. Fail to steal. Failed to steal. I think these smithies have a chance to drop like some level 20-something chainmail armor, I think. It's really rare, but they got a chance to drop. Yeah, nice 76 EXP, which... Oh yeah, that's another thing, the EXP rates. So they, like, they have not increased the overall EXP that you get. Like, when you kill an even level enemy, you get 100 EXP. You kill a really tough enemy, like an incredibly tough, you get 200 EXP. That's normal. That's how it's always been. But what they've changed is they've increased the minimum EXP that you get for, like, lower level ranges. So, like, in the normal game, when you'd kill an enemy that's easy prey, you'd get like 15 to 30 EXP. Here, you get more like between 50 and 75, with 60 being an average. So you get more EXP for killing low-level enemies, which, like, literally all that means is that when you're soloing, because you're more likely to fight, you know, low-level enemies, you'll get more EXP. So, like, what that change amounts to is that you get, well, it makes soloing a little more bearable, right? Like, getting about double the EXP when you're solo on easy enemies, it makes the game more bearable, without increasing the actual amount of EXP that you get just normally. Oh yeah, with regular jobs, like, I mean, my first job was Red Mage. And, like, with Red Mage, even, hell, I soloed as a White Mage, too. Like, no, my first job I did was White Mage, and I did that with no sub-job. I got up to level 15 in a day, like, easy. Like, I cleared level 15 as a solo White Mage, like, the worst of the worst for soloing. It just took me a day, and not like and I don't mean 24 hours, I mean, like, you know, one afternoon, evening. You know, like, it went by pretty quickly. And it's because, yeah, it's literally because they've doubled the EXP you get for easy enemies. So it makes soloing much more tolerable. Like, I'm willing to live with it here. And I think that's a good way to do it, right? Like the way that they've done it, it's not making the overall game easier. When, you know, like, when you're fighting in a party, you don't get any more EXP than normal. It only affects fighting, like, significantly lower level enemies, which means solo. So, like, literally all it is you get more solo EXP to make it slightly more comparable to, like, the EXP you get in a group. That's just that is just a good quality of life change that does not negatively affect anything, I don't think. But yeah, look, if I can solo to level 15 as a White Mage with no sub job, you can do anything. You can do anything. I think the EXP thing really helps, though. Like, in retail, I wouldn't really bother soloing past level 10 because, like getting any amount of EXP is so slow, right? But with the change here, it's yeah, like, even in the higher, like, you know, even in the higher levels with a non-Beastmaster class, it's much more bearable. You won't feel like it's just suffering to solo. but Beastmaster certainly helps. Like, I gotta admit, for me, going Beastmaster is just a quality of life upgrade. I pretty much level up Beastmaster first thing every time. That's just me, though. But you don't need it. You don't need it here. Ooh, a 2-leaf Mandragora bud. I know there's a quest in Windurst for those, but you can only have one at a time, and I am way too lazy to do that. Way too lazy to do that quest. But what I've noticed as far as normal parties go, so healers don't seem to be in terribly high demand. I mean, you know, you always need one or two. But what seems to really be in demand is tanks. Like, nobody wants to be a tank. Like, that's actually why I was kind of considering going Paladin at some point. Like, most of the times that I see people, like, trying to form a group, the main thing that holds them back is that there's no tanks looking for a party. And they have made Warrior a little more viable as a tank. Like, they've given Warrior access to Defender with the shield. Like, they've kind of buffed Warrior shield combo up. And just, in general, Warrior's a little bit better at tanking now, but it still leans heavily into Paladin or bust. Which, that's something I always found really strange about how FF11 is designed. Like, back in the day, I mean, and even now it's still kinda true, Paladin is the tank class. It's the one. Warrior... Like, Warrior can tank, but it doesn't really have anything other than provoke. Like, it doesn't really have much in the way of defensive stuff to make tanking more viable, right? And I always found that really weird. Because out of, like, the starter classes, I mean, you know, White Mage is the healer starter, right? Red Mage is kind of the support starter. And then, you know, Thief, Monk, Thief, Monk, Black Mage, they're the DPS starters. Warrior, like, I was always under the impression that Warrior, especially because it gets provoke, like, that's supposed to be the tank starter, right? That's what I always thought. But it never really, in practice, it never really worked out that way. I just found that really strange, you know? Well, yeah, with Ninja. Warrior / Ninja, that can work out. But in the lower levels, Warrior, yeah, like Warrior Monk, or... It works, but it's like I guess the thing is, Warrior just doesn't really get much to boost its defense. Not much, you know? Like, it never really gets a whole lot for survivability. I think that's kind of the main issue. Oh, also, they did nerf... They actually nerfed Ninja on this server, and understandably, because literally everyone subs Ninja because of Utsasemi, right? The shadows. I mean, they still work, it's just they upped the... Like, I think they added, 10 seconds onto the recast timer for shadows, so... So it's a little less, it's less amazing now. It's still good, it's still useful, but it's not like /nin or get the fuck out of my party. It's not that bad anymore. And yeah, I guess, you know, white mage, yeah, have good healer. But, yeah, you compare it to, like, paladin, and paladin gets a lot to just survive, right? And I always found it strange that warrior as a starter job isn't better at tanking. But then again, I mean, if you really think about it, the way that FF11 works, I mean, there really is only one, like, main healer class, that's white mage. Like, red mage can heal, but I guess red mage is kind of like, red mage is to white mage what warrior is to paladin. Like, it can do it, but it's not like the heal class, and, you know, warrior, I guess, isn't the tank class. But yeah, the way that FF11 classically worked is, yeah, you have a main tank class and a main heal class. And then everything else is some kind of hybrid of support and DPS, or support and, you know, like support and healing, or damage and off-tanking. That's kind of how it's always worked out, I think. It's not like FF14 where there's, you know, there's like 4 tank classes that are all equally good at it, 4 healer classes that are all equally good at it. Not like that. Let's see, I wanted to check. Okay, yeah, I got 12 silver beast coins earlier. I just steal them, right? I steal them off goblins as I fight them. God, my storage feels so full. I need quests to increase that space. Oh, have any of my stuff sold? My ice crystals sold. Well, that's okay. So there is an auction house here, right? Yeah, here we go. There's an auction house on the west side of the village. Which I always found it funny that there's an auction house here, right? Like, there's an auction house here when literally we are just a short airship ride away from Juno. But then you have places like Salbina and Mara, which are kind of like right in the middle between the other towns. So they're further out, and they don't have auction houses. It's always been weird to me. Okay, I want to sell my silver beast coins. Okay, that's not terrible. It's not really great, but it's not horrible. It's really not horrible. I'm gonna undercut. Give it the old undercut. So 5,000 gil for my silver beast coin stack. Feels good. Feels good. I take my gil wherever I can get it. Let me switch out to Worm Lure and Halcyon Rod. So this is kind of my good fishing spot so far. Again, not the most profitable fishing spot, but it's a good place to level up fishing. Good for that. Alright, the fishing commences. Which, apparently the arrow, like the hit the arrows minigame, apparently that's something that came later on in the game, and people like it more than what was originally there. Like, fuck if I can remember what the original fishing game was. I never really fished before. Like, I think I tried a few times to fish when I was a kid in this game, but like, I was never deep into it. And I cannot remember what the original fishing, like if there even was a minigame. Like I don't remember what it originally was. Ah, okay. So originally you just get like the message that says you have a feeling about the catch or whatever, and you just and you just hit enter, and then oh yeah, right. Oh, I got a bad feeling about this one. Don't want to fish that one up. Right. I think that's why fishing gear. Oh wait. I just look at this. Let me equip my fishing gear. This is the problem with using, using lock style. I don't. It's harder to recognize when you're not wearing the fishing gear. Yeah, so I guess originally it was more like there was more RNG involved in fishing, right? Because there wasn't really a proper mini game. Like, I think fishing equipment, like the fishing gear that boosts your skill up, I think that mattered more back in the day, but yeah, with the minigame system, as long as you, as long as you do the minigame right, and you wear the fish's health bar down, as long as you do that, you will catch the fish. Like, there is no RNG in this system. And to me, that's a good thing. The RNG is the message you get before you start reeling it in. Like, that's the only part of the RNG. It's like, oh, what's on my line? Like, yeah, this is an item. Which I like that. I like that you can tell. Like, you can tell it's an item because it says something is pulling at my line. Something means an item. But when it says, oh, something got the hook, and there's an exclamation, that means a small fish is on your line. If there's 3 exclamations, that means a big fish is on the line. And if it says you have a bad feeling or a terrible feeling, that means there's a chance you'll snap your line when you reel it in. Which usually means you're using the wrong rod or the wrong bait or something. It means don't do it. Like, I like the way the system works here. Oh god, I remember. So what I remember about playing on retail back in the day was the lag was it was pretty intense, but not in a way that felt like not like lag in modern games, because FF11 is it's a slow game, right? So the lag felt more like it felt like there was always just a delay on everything you did, and it's because the servers were in Japan, right? Like, there were only Japan servers. They didn't have regional servers. Which I have no idea where the HorizonXI servers are located, but I mean, I don't notice much lag. Like, I really don't notice very much or any lag when I play, so I don't know, maybe the servers are European? No idea, but it plays pretty smooth. God, I remember what I remember back in the day, because everyone was just stuffed on the Japanese servers. I remember the Japanese players did not really like having everyone around. They did not like having all of the dumb Americans around. I remember that much. I remember many a JP only in descriptions. I remember a lot of that. Which really, I mean, I can't blame them, right? Like, they were playing their game, having a nice fun time, and then one day, all of a sudden, their servers just got flooded with a bunch of laggy Americans, right? I get it. I'm not sure how they do the clock here. Like, I know that the server, the JP midnight of the server is it was like about an hour ago. I think about an hour ago is when JP Midnight hit for the server. Now I don't know if that's JP Midnight actually, or what they're using, but whatever was an hour ago, that's like the end of day. That's the midnight for this server. Which, I don't know, that might be JP Midnight? I don't know. I'm honestly not sure. But I will say this, I do think that it is good that, this is something in general that I like about private servers. I honestly prefer to just have, like, international servers. You know, like, no North American server, Europe server, Asia server. I honestly prefer it when a game is just everything mixed together. Yeah, you do get a little more lag when you're playing, like, vastly outside of the region, but I kind of prefer it when it's just everybody mixed together. I just like, for social reasons, I like the melting pot that you get when everyone's just kind of forced to get along. I like that. I think the reason why it was kind of rough back in the day with this game was because the game had been running in Japan only for, like, I think a year or more, right? Like, they had a year or more just to themselves, and then suddenly their servers get flooded with foreigners, right? And that have a totally different culture and playstyle. And I think that was a bit of a problem, right? But if from the beginning it's just an international server, I think that works out better for having, like, a good functioning community. Though funny enough, I have actually never encountered a Japanese player on any private FF11 server, like, ever. They don't. The Japanese do not play FF11 on private servers. At least not. Like, at least not the English ones. I don't know if there are Japanese private servers. I have no idea. But they just don't. They don't come around. Also, getting some good fishing skill ups. Tasty fish skill ups. Nope, it's another item. I think the airship's coming in again. Also, I really like with this server how they, like, whenever you see people, like, right now, they're yelling, and it says where they're yelling from, like, Lower Juneau, South Sandoria. I really like how they handle this system. Oh, woo, level 31. But the way they handle it is, you can only do yells in a city. So, like, yelling, you can only do them or see them when you're in a city zone. So when you're out adventuring, you won't see yells. But it is global. Like, it's a global thing if you're in a city zone. Yeah, it's a server-wide yell, but only visible to people who are in cities. So, like, if you want to get something done, like if you want to organize something, or you want to do a trade or whatever, like you have some business that you need to do, and you need to chat for it, you'll only see that in cities, but it's global, so that's nice. I like that. And they have very strict rules about it too. You can only use it to look for a group or to trade. It is only for practical purposes. It is not a chat room. Like, they moderate it very heavily. They even make you sign, they make you, like, sign saying that you agree to the rules, that this is not a chat room, this is for these specific purposes. I really like that. Like, it means you have a functional, global, connected thing to organize with other players, but it doesn't turn into, like, Baron's chat or whatever, right? It doesn't turn into the FF14 novice network, where people just go on political rants in the middle of whatever. Like, no, it keeps it focused, and I like that. I really like that. Like, that's one of the... So, like, in FF14, I was a mentor, even, and, you know, they have, like, the novice chat, and it's designed specifically to help new players. And that's what you technically agree to when you join into the novice chat. And guess what you'll see in there? You'll see everything but people helping new players. You'll log into the novice chat, and people just treat it like it's some kind of global general chat. And you know, you'll pop in there, and someone wants to give you their hot take on, you know, on politics, or, you know, and here's what I think about Trump, or, you know, things that have nothing to do with helping new players in FF14, right? And that's, like, that is what most global channels in MMOs, that's what they turn into, very rapidly. So having just hard-ass lines that you cannot cross, and if you do, you're just gone, I like that. I honestly like that. That's how you do it. It keeps the global chat line from becoming a shit show. Yeah, exactly, Burn. Like, that's all the FF14 novice chat is. Well, at least on North American servers, and this goes back to why I prefer having international servers. So, okay, look, when I played FF14, you know, of course, because I started playing North American, I have, like, you know, I had, like, a character there, but then eventually I was like, okay, I'm gonna, like, you know, make new character, start up on the German server, on the EU data center, right? And the difference was night and day. Like, the novice chat on the German server is, like, it is strictly for new player help. They don't just chat. They don't do that. They'll chase you out if you do. Like, that is a helpline and nothing else. And I honestly really prefer that. I really prefer it like that. But you go into the North American novice chat, and it's just 4chan. Like, the difference, man. Yeah, it's like, Burn. So here's the thing, right? See, whenever I play, like, when I play something online now, I either play on a purely international thing, like here, right? This is international. There is no region-specific anything. Or I play on an EU region because of ping reasons. And yeah, it's pretty much just a North American thing to turn, like, any form of global chat in a game into a shit show. That's unfortunately just an American thing. Like, once you start playing games outside of that sphere, you'll really notice it. You'll notice the difference. But I think, so, like, you know, the EU data center in FF14, it was super calm. Like, it was for the most part calm. Of course, you'd still get some rowdiness every now and then, but, like, yeah, it was so different. And I'm sure the Japanese, like, I am sure the Japanese data centers, I am sure they're even more, like, controlled, right? But I think EU tends to be a good balance between the shit show and, you know, you have dishonored your family. You know, it's a bit of an in-between there. Healthy balance. Like you make a meme in the Japanese novice network, you know, I don't know, they tell you to Sudoku yourself. right in the crossword section. But yeah, I don't know. So these days, like, if at all possible, I prefer like just go to the international section. That's where the good community is at. And I think the reason why is like, so okay, here's the thing. When you have like regional servers for a game, you tend to get like that NA culture, that JP culture, or whatever, right? Now, Europe is a bit of a mixed bag because, you know, there is no one unifying culture, right? Or language for that matter. So EU kind of escapes that a little bit, but I think when you're totally international, you kind of avoid falling into the pit of, you know, and now the server community it's this, right? It's this certain way. Because you have a bunch of different cultures and communities and languages, and none of them really will achieve dominance. So the culture tends to be like an agreed upon middle ground, right? I think that's the way to do it. I think it also really helps when this is something I notice a lot more being outside of the States, is when you're outside of that and you're not keeping up with like American culture on the regular, there will be times where Americans say things and it's like, you're saying English words, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, I'm so out of that loop, I don't know what you mean. Is that English? And when you're kind of on a more international thing, yeah, like, people aren't gonna get your references, right? They're not gonna get your cultural references, they're not gonna get your, you know, when you drop some hot political take, like, they just don't know what you're talking about. So you don't get people immediately launching into some sort of tirade or rant or whatever. I think most people, when they see that, like, literally the people you're talking to don't know what you're talking about, they usually just makes them go quiet. You know, they just kind of shut up about it. I like that. I prefer that. That's my preferred way to play games with people online. You know, let's just agree on a bit of a neutral ground, right? But as long as, like, latency isn't a huge problem, though, it's usually not. Like, there's very few games where latency alone is large enough of a problem where, you know, you won't play on, like, an international server or in a different region. There's very few games that are so intense they need, like, you know, a nanosecond timing. Very few games like that. At least in, like, the RPG genre, right? They tend to be slower. Oh, not catching anything. I might have overfished. Is anyone else fishing here? I don't see any other fishing rods out, so I think I'm the only fisher here. But it is totally possible to... Oh god, have I dried out the pool? Like, yeah, this is the only place, if you're fishing in Kazam, this is where you're fishing. I might have actually emptied it out. Oh no, here we go. I have no idea the specific formula for like how quickly, you know, you can empty out a fishing pool. It depends on like what type of area you're fishing. Like if you're fishing in a small pond, like there's like in Ronfar, there's this little pond, the Nightwell, and you can get moat carp really easy there. But it's only a tiny ass pond, and one person can empty that out pretty quickly. But like here, we're fishing in the ocean, right? It's very, very difficult to overfish the ocean. So it is relative to the body of water. But most areas, it takes like it takes like 3 or more people constantly fishing the same fish to empty out an area. But I believe it regenerates every day. Like I think it regens every day. Like at midnight like every game day, it regenerates. Could be wrong on that, but I believe it's every day, every game day it resets. And even when you overfish, it doesn't completely like it doesn't completely empty out the fish. It's just your catch rate goes way down. Like it'll take longer for fish to bite, and you'll get like an item or just nothing more often. It just slows everything down, but it doesn't stop you from being able to fish. And they took away all the like bullshit RMP stuff with fishing. Like I know that on retail, there's all kinds of systems in place so that if you can only, I think you can only fish like a certain amount of times. Like I think they give you like some kind of fishing stamina where you fish a few times and then, oh, you're done for the day. None of that here. None of that. Which no one likes that stamina bullshit. No one has ever liked that kind of mechanic in a game. Ever. If I want to fish, listen, if I want to fish for 2 hours, I'm gonna fish for 2 hours. Alright? That's what I want to do. Oh look, someone's looking for a team to team up and go logging in the jungle. Not what I would expect. Like, I didn't know that, like, harvesting teams were a thing, but I guess so. I guess there's hostile enemies out there, so I guess it makes sense. How many fish have I got? Quite a lot. Let me sell that inventory down a bit. Alright, up to 172k. Like, it's not the fastest guild, right? It is by no means not fast guild. It is, you know, there's other things I could be fishing even that'll make me way more money, but it's easy guild. Like, I can just sit here in town and watch my guild go up, right? And I like that. That's what I like about fishing. Not that it's like amazing instant gill printing machine, but rather that it's nice, convenient, and easy. You know, you can just do it wherever and make a modest amount of gill. I like that. But I kind of, like, I am hitting a bit of a point where, like, when the stuff on my auction house sells, I'm gonna have over 200,000 gil, right? And I don't really know what I want to do with the money. Like, this is the kind of game where, you know, it's very, very easy. Like, there's single items I could buy. that would clean me out, right? It's very easy to spend your gil. But it's more like, well, I have to look at it like, with the amount of gil that I have, like, what would help me the most? What is critical to me? And the thing is, there's a lot of things that would help me out in different ways. But I can't really, you know, I can't do all of them. I don't have that much gil. And it's really hard to decide, like, what do I want to do? I mean, part of me wants to just use some of that gil to level up my crafting. Like, I would like to level up my cooking skill, and that's gonna cost a lot of gil. That wouldn't help me to kill things better, it wouldn't, you know, wouldn't help me to win BCNM fights, it wouldn't help me with any of that, but it's the thing I want to do, right? I also want to get, like, I want to get my storage increased, which is going to require buying some furniture. I want to get my inventory space increased. That's going to require buying items for the Gobby Bag quest. Lots of things I could do that would help my character out in some way. But yeah, I can't do all of them, and it's just too hard to choose what exactly I want. So I'm in this weird place where I'm sitting here with really crappy gear and a tiny inventory, but I have a sizable amount of gil, and I just don't really know which thing to prioritize first. So my gil just keeps increasing, but I'm not really, you know, not doing much to improve my character. It's a weird place to be at in this game, but I hit it every now and then. And it's not a bad thing. It's like, oh, I have so many options that I'm overwhelmed with choice. That's a good thing. It's a good thing there's so many options. You want to have options. That's the hallmark of a good RPG. Like, I unironically think that being paralyzed with a glut of choices that are all good, but you just can't decide, I think that's a great thing. That's what I want in my RPGs. Now, if I don't have any choices to make, well, what am I even doing? Or if my only choices are bad choices, well, that's no fun. And then I just find myself fishing, endlessly fishing. I won't fish too much longer. It's actually it's pretty much dinner time here. Honestly, I should probably just go and do dinner like right now. It's almost 6:30, and we normally eat at 6. So yeah. But I don't know, hope it was a fun time. Didn't do a whole lot. We did start Promathia. I'll maybe dip into that next time. But also, I want to ask this. So I got a Kick channel now, because I want to. Honestly, I don't like Twitch. I don't like it. It's too big. So I was gonna try Kick out and see how streaming for that works. And, you know, just gonna do the same thing we're doing here, just on Kick, maybe. Though I don't know, maybe do something else. Maybe not FF11, or I want to do, like, the important stuff with FF11, where I can archive it on Twitch. But, I was thinking to maybe, like, just dick around on Kick, I think. Oh, they reversed the Twitch. Surprise. But, I was thinking, I don't know, I still would like to try out Kick. So I made a channel there. I linked it in the Discord in my announcements. like as the second place I stream at. I haven't really set anything up there yet. Like, I have to actually set it up to stream there. But I don't know, maybe tomorrow try it out. Like, I was thinking, you know, if I can get anyone over there, maybe tomorrow we try this on Kick. Though maybe not playing FF11. I feel like that's kind of a bad intro, right? Something else, not sure what. But like we'll just play something on Kick. Maybe Daggerfall. Maybe I should update Daggerfall, kind of refresh my mods and everything, get some new mods. You know, maybe do Daggerfall or ESO. I fully patched up ESO, so maybe do that. I don't know. But I wanted to just test Kick out and, you know, see if more people show up for a stream on Kick. Like, other than our XCOM streams on the weekend, it's so quiet on Twitch, and I think a lot of that is just that it's really hard for people to even find a stream on Twitch. It's a little too big, and little channels tend to get lost on it. So maybe, yeah, maybe a little, yeah, see how Kick works, man. What is this? You're fairly... Oh, epic music. What am I reeling in? It was too large to catch with this rod. Okay. God, I just keep... Oh, one more fish. One more fish and then we're done. Just one more fish. Oh, that's an item. One more actual fish. God, fishing is addicting. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. If anybody's down for Kick, like, I guess make an account so you can chat and everything over there, and tomorrow I'll try that out, I think. Maybe. May or not, but I need to test out my Kick channel soon. Well, yeah, FF11 has its own directory. I'm a little nervous to stream this under, like, actually under FF11. And it's not that I worry about Square Enix. I don't think Square Enix cares about FF11 anymore. The worry is that I'm gonna get, like, rabid Square Enix fanboys coming in here, making problems, because there are some crazy motherfuckers when it comes to their hatred of private servers and Final Fantasy XI. Like, it's fucking weird. Okay, maybe one more. One more fish. Just one more fish, man. Just one more. Like, I don't know what it is, but people, like, I think it's maybe just like a sunk cost thing or whatever, but like, they really hate people that play the game on private servers, and they hate private servers in general. Yeah, I have a weird tendency to just get all the, like, look, every game I play, I somehow manage to break it. You know, when I do streams, I manage to get weirdos. It's just how it is, but, I don't know, yeah, I mean, next time I stream this on Twitch, I could do it actually under FF11. I also feel, though, like I'm maybe not, like, I'm not doing anything exciting, you know, I'm not a high-level player. I'm not doing intense content. I'm fishing and exploring and kind of just rediscovering the game and being a newbie, being a poor-ass newbie. I feel like most people that are interested in FF11 streams, I feel like they want, like, that high-end gameplay, but I don't know. Like, I am such a dirt poor noob at FF11. That's how I live this game. But I think, yeah, again, next stream I think I would like to just test out Kick. May or may not, I don't know. Setting up like a thing to stream on a different site is always a hassle, and I feel like Kick is gonna be like every other Twitch alternative I've tried, where it just burns, like it goes up in flames a few months after I join. Like, that's what happens to every Twitch alternative I've ever checked out. You know, they just crash and burn pretty soon after I join up, even though my streams tend to do better on smaller websites. Like, I will still flex that I was, like, for a little bit, I was actually, like, in the top 3 on Plexstorm, which is pretty impressive considering there's just literal naked streamers on that site. You know, I managed to pull people away from the literal titties. That's something, like, on Twitch, that's unheard of. Like, you can't pull the kids away from that hot tub. Like, kids love those hot tub streams. You know? Oh god, look at this. Experience points, do you need it? Level sync 33. I want to make dinner, man. I want to make dinner. I want to make some fish nuggets and shit. Some fish nuggets and fries, man. But I do have my party flag up. I do have my party flag up. I'm gonna take that down because I need to make dinner. Oh, but this always happens. This always happens. Like, I get a party invite. Like, I will have my fucking flag up for hours, and then I only get a party invite exactly when I need to go do something. Like, exactly. It's a reliable thing every time. Like, that, it's always been like that with FF11. Like, every time. I hate it. I hate it. Because I want that Beastmaster burn party. I want it. Like, I want to hit level 50 today. Oh god, when I hit level 50, I just realized. When I hit level 50, I'm gonna have to do the limit break quest. And I'm probably gonna need help for that. I might be able to solo it as a Beastmaster, actually, but it's not gonna be fun. It's not gonna be a fun time. I kinda hate the limit break quests. I understand them, and they are a part of the experience, but I kinda hate them. Like, making you know, stop everything you're doing and do this hard-ass quest so that you can continue to level up. It's rough, but it is part of the game. It's part of the experience. My final act will be to sell all the coral butterflies I got. Make that gill. Two more to sell. Alright, so now I'm up to 174k. Ooh. Ooh. Alright, that's a good place to leave it off for today. I am hungry as fuck, and speaking of all this fish, I have some pangasius. It's a type of catfish. Gonna make me some nuggets with that. They come out pretty tasty, actually. So fish nuggets, chicken nuggets for the wife because she doesn't like fish, and then some fries for everyone. Gonna cut some potatoes and make some like some spicy curry fries, and throw a vegetable in there, like some broccoli or something. You gotta make this healthy, right? Alright. Away the airship goes. So, okay, that's a good place to leave it off at. I hope everybody had some fun, even though we didn't really do a whole lot that's very exciting. That's Final Fantasy. That's kind of how our FF11 streams go. I love they need to do a little work on how the airships. They're perfectly functional, but they need to do a little work on that. It's airships and boats are they're a little bit broken on pretty much every private server. It's hard to script, I guess, but at least they work. On some private servers, the boats and shit don't even work. They just set up teleporters. Alright. So, yeah, I started Promathia. I got a level of fishing. I got that. That makes me feel good. And how far into my level am I? Yeah, look at that. I'm pretty close to 44 actually. So I actually got some decent EXP too. Could have gotten more if I was focused on it, but I was just sort of dicking around. And Burn, you need to get in. You need to enter the Final Fantasy Matrix here. Join me sometime. I do have low-level classes I want to level up. I kind of want to level up Black Mage, just so that I can warp myself.